recording video, recording audio, and we are live. Welcome back to another episode of Talkin Top Tier. I'm your host, always doing the most. That man named Tone the Boss. And guess what? We got one of my favorite artists, very, very special guest right here from Iowa, baby. It's going down. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up. We got Sten Joddi.
Oh, what's up? What's up? Big blessings, times a million, trillion, thousand. What's good, bro? Man, it's good to be here, man.
It's an honor to have you. I've been following your career for the last year and a half, and I should have known about you way sooner.
Yeah, a lot of people be sleeping or don't know about me, and that's cool. It's time finally that I'm finally getting, kind of the recognition that it's taken for the course of the years.
Yeah,
I've been doing this, but
you've been getting nationwide recognition. I feel like Iowa ain't showed you enough love yet.
And that's where we started, really grinding the music. I'm from Oklahoma originally, born and raised in Oklahoma, the Tulsa, Glenpool. I grew up in Glenpool, Tulsa area,
wow.
And Old Mogi, Sapulpa, all them areas, but. I kind of got away. I got away from that and moved around a lot and found my way to Iowa, of all places. On my journey of life.
Yeah.
And that's when me and my bros. There's one sitting in the room with us. We got together, started rapping. That's how it happened. You know what I mean? And. This was the days of sitting at the gas station selling your CDs, burn CDs, where you sit all night and you burn on your PC until your PC burner shits out on you, man. And then you got to go buy another computer, another burner, and, and continue to put stickers and Sharpie markers and write every single song.
Fucking up people's CD player because the sticker got stuck.
All kind of shit. All that shit. And, this was before the days of internet, and YouTube was just brand new.
Oh, yeah.
So there was no tutorials on how to be a business savvy rapper out here. You know what I mean? So you just kind of grinded it the way you grind it on the internet today. Yep. It was just in person, in your face.
Way more personal. Guerrilla marketing.
Right. And then now you don't have a little filter that gives you people that like rap music. Mm-hmm. So if you're at Walmart parking lot, man, and you're trying to slang these CDs, you know how many no's you get?
Right.
Like, hey man, y'all listen to rap music? No, not today. Okay, thank you. Have a nice day. Bless. Yep. You know what I mean? And you keep it moving.
Yep.
You might be able to make $50 to $100 if you really grinding that day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
damn, you know what? I was probably making more money. I was definitely making more money back then than I am on streams now. You spend a day at the mall and you walking away $100, $200.
Yeah, but nobody has CD player no more. Mm-hmm. Nobody has CD player no more, man. So old school cats, anybody my age or older probably got CD collection. You know what I mean? And got CDs and a CD player in their car.
Yep.
If it's anywhere below a 2020 car, anything over that is like there's no CD player in that car either. It's all Bluetooth. So we just had to adapt to that, and this is where it started, bro. And I'm talking in 2007, 2008, 2009. I moved up to Mason City, Iowa, and that's where I anchored in at. I met my wife there. I met my homies there. Created good relationships with some good people.
Yeah.
And got my start in tattooing there.
Nice.
Got the opportunity to do that professionally and get out of McDonald's and flipping burgers at Burger King and Arby's and wherever I could get a job. You know what I mean? And really took my art in that form to the next level, which ultimately turned into me being able to take my music art form to the next level with, it changed my life, tattooing.
Yeah.
So paying the bills wasn't a struggle anymore, and I had a little extra.
Yeah.
So that little bit of extra, I'd get maybe a new pair of headphones.
Yeah.
Maybe a new set of speakers.
You reinvested
maybe
your music.
Over the course of years. Mm-hmm. Now a lot of people will say, "Man, how can I get what you got?" You can do that. That's great. This didn't happen yesterday, man.
At all.
And for a lot of people that are seeing me these days, I'm new to them. I just popped on to their TV or on their YouTube channel, or maybe somebody shared a song at a gym or a workout or who knows. I don't know. But however they found out, and you know, they're listening. You know what I mean? And they are now finding out that I have way more music.
Yep.
Than they even thought of. So like, I have like 7 studio albums in the past, you know, years.
Shit.
And these are collective albums with great other artists on them.
Yeah.
You know, like I try to keep all my homies close to me that have been loyal and down and invested into the shit too.
Yeah.
And you know, we've lost some motherfuckers in the come up, you know what I mean? Because you know, a lot of motherfuckers don't take it serious, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm just here to say, like, you have to be serious.
Facts.
There isn't no, you know, plan B, bro. It's like you go 100% at this shit or you don't. And the only person that's going to know whether you're doing something or not is yourself. all you can do is look in the mirror every day yourself and just try to do better the next day.
Yep.
Do better than the person you know, do better than you did yesterday.
You are your own competition.
Right. And don't worry about everybody else trying to compete with people on Instagram or Facebook or YouTube or how cool your podcast is compared to my podcast. And how cool your room is compared to this other room.
Exactly.
Man, who cares, bro? It's your flavor. It's this flavor of this room.
Yep.
And I'm the flavor of myself.
Yep.
And we're going to keep it turning and I'll keep on moving and we keep on doing what we do.
Yep.
Turning it up. And then that's what I'm saying. Like, Iowa was the one that really came out. Yeah. Really came out to those shows when we was first out there. Yeah. Really supported buying those CDs. Yeah. Really supported the other artists that were coming from other cities, you know, to our town in Little Mason City, Iowa, man. You know what I mean? And it's like, before that, there really wasn't a scene.
Yeah.
Before we decided to ask every bar in the town if we could have a hip-hop show, right? And they look at us like we was crazy. Like, what? Like, we rap, can we come do rap show here? We don't do that. Right? I'm like, damn, okay.
Obviously, you don't do that. I'm trying to introduce something to you.
And then we found a few spots, man. Shout out Jeff. He was an old school homie. Had the bar Toast downtown Mason City Iowa back in the day. And he gave us a chance to do shows and perform out there out of his little bar. You know, Sportsman's was another bar that allowed us to come in there and do our thing. Yeah. And then we got to go out to the Rose Bowl when it was still there before it burnt down. And that she was always awesome. Michelle was always awesome and allowed us to do shows out there. Full hip hop shows. Yeah. You know what I mean? We brought Murphy Lee and we brought Bone Crusher out there and we had, you know what I mean? So it was like, at the time, that's what we was trying to do. We was trying to do something. Yeah. You know what I mean? And just get a buzz going. And so when I finally was turned on to you with Lyrical, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, the homie. Shout out. You know what I mean? And that right there, I was like, well, that's what I was doing. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
you know the struggle, you know the whole.
Like, that's what I was doing where I'm at. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, I fuck with dude because he's out here pushing for the people. Yep. There's a difference between I want to be a rapper and I want to be a millionaire. I want to get known. I want people to listen to my music. All this extra stuff. Yeah. That's great. Cool. That's great if that happens. Yeah. But the thing is what are you doing for the culture?
Exactly. How are you pushing the envelope? What are you doing to bring in the next generation and leave a legacy behind?
And that's where, you know, a lot of people may not know that part about me because all they seen, you know, if you know about Res Dogs, you know, if you know about Hulu and FX and Res Dogs, you know I play the rapper dad of Bear on the series of Res Dogs. And at the end of the day, he's not such a good person, right? He plays this guy that is a really deadbeat dad that isn't there for his family, isn't there for his kid, and decides to take off and follow his dream of, you know, ultimately being a rapper, you know, right?
Which is the exact opposite of who you are. Right. You are very in touch with your family, supporting and home, like
right. And a lot of people are like, you know, they get it kind of mixed up. Some people got it really mixed up at first. You know, they really didn't like that character, and they really came at me, man. But at the end of the day, it's like then I must have did a good job. Yeah. Right. Yeah. If you're that pissed off at me. Yep. Yeah, and can't believe that I wouldn't go see my son. And I said, you know, it's crazy. But at the end of the day, it's like the reason why I played that so good is because I was bare.
Damn.
Right.
Damn.
So in real life, I was bare.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, it's like I know that conversation. Mm-hmm. You know, the guy in the show might be a rapper. I played a rapper, but that's besides the point. The guy could be a truck driver. The guy could be anything that takes him away from his family. You know, maybe he's chasing a dream of being a circus person, or who knows? I don't know. He just dipped out and wanted to do his own thing. Yeah. Maybe he's just substance abuse and isn't around. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. Maybe it's your mom. Yeah. Maybe it doesn't have nothing to do with your dad, and your dad's there, and this is your mom. Mm-hmm. You know, so these are these things that I was able to relate to because I had that conversation with my dad. Yeah. You know, I had a dad in my life for a while, and then he left. Mm-hmm. And then right when you need a male figure in your life, you know, you're turning into this teenager that doesn't have that influence of a positive male role model. Yeah. And you start to do dumb shit and be a little shit ass. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Hell yeah. And so I found myself doing shit ass shit, you know, and getting into shit and trouble. Yeah. And, you know, no different than the TV show, really. Mm-hmm. I mean, it really depicted that struggle and that specific situation really well and not only for an Indigenous kid. Right, it feels good to see yourself on TV, but at the end of the day, it's relatable on all levels to anybody.
Definitely, 100%. I relate to that exact story. You know, I had my brother and sister's dad was in my life until I turned teenager. I started doing shit ass shit as well. Right, and luckily I had a mentor come in and introduce me to the studio, so I was able to pursue music, and I was able to dedicate my time and pretty much my life to it. You know, for 10 years, from 14 to 24, you know, I was spending 5-6 hours at this dude's crib, letting me record, give us free beats. When before that, I'm running the streets, I'm in the store stealing, and I'm fighting and all that other stupid shit.
You know, and that's kind of where I found myself, like, you know, caught in between having to be a man early in life and figuring it out from not so good men in my life. Yeah.
Learning what not to do.
Yeah, and you know, going through a lot of trials and errors, thinking I knew what was best for me, and found myself locked up. You know what I mean? And I didn't have those moments of epiphany of smartening up till later down in the road, man. When I met my wife, you know what I'm saying, and she gave me children, and it gave me a purpose. Yes, you know what I'm saying. It gave me a purpose in my life, because before then, you know, I fought depression. Mm-hmm. Where I come from, though, depression isn't looked upon as something you talked about, especially back in the 90s and stuff. Like, you know, you didn't talk about how your feelings, you know, so you just you just bottle that shit up, and
then you do some dumb shit to let it out.
and so, you know, I've attempted suicide, and, you know, got myself through that. I don't know how, but it happened, and I'm still here.
For a purpose.
And so, you know, when I did have my kids, you know, I felt, you know, I wasn't even deserving of them at the time, some of the time when I first was a father, when I first become a father. And it still takes work every day to get through, you know, hard times. Oh, yeah. But I'd always look back and I go, look what you did. Yeah. Bro. Like, look what you did. Like, the shit today is nowhere near what the fuck you was facing when you was going through it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. But that's the journey. Yeah. Right?
That shit makes you stronger.
That's the journey is the experience. Yeah. People want the experience. They want to know, like, oh, how did it, oh, man, I'm going through these problems in his life, and oh my God, and all these issues. And it's like, bro, that's the journey. Yep. Eat that. Whatever's happening,
eat that. It's for a purpose.
The journey.
You're about to come out stronger, better, like smarter.
This is the story part. Yeah. Right? This is the part that they don't show in the movie where it's like, oh, he come back from his problems and now he's a different man. They didn't show that part.
They did a montage of the sad, fucking depressed part. Yeah. Nah, you're about to live that. Right. That shit's going to stick with you.
That shit is
going to creep back up when you're doing good too. Like, but that's a part of the journey. And I'm going to be grateful for it later.
And that's where I'm at right now. And now it's coming, you know, back full circle where, you know, I got people like you reaching out, want me to come here. I've been wanting to come here since last year. Yeah. It's just a lot of other personal things. I'm, you know, last year, this time I didn't have my driver's license. I haven't had that for 20-something years.
And you got it now?
And I got my license
Hey,
back. So,
that's fine. Congratulations on that.
Yeah. So it's like I'm trying to get, So it's like I'm trying to get, back on track where, I can make moves and, continue to push and push and push and push, and reach out to the people. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's all about the people, bro.
Yeah. For sure. And you're constantly leveling up. Like that's what's so fucking dope, man. I've got a similar story, with the journey and moving back and forth and coming to Iowa and really finding this place to be a home, like a place to raise a family, which is crazy. Because the transition here for me, I went from everybody in my school was black in Chicago to coming out here and I'm the only black person. Or, there's 2 or 3. Now, your experience was probably a little less than mine of how many natives we had out here.
I have like native and black and Mexican homies I grew up with back home.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And we had a couple white boys in there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was very diverse in Oklahoma. But at the same time, it was like we all lived that certain struggle of low poverty situations.
Yep.
Parents are all either drinking or getting high on something.
Yep.
And we just come from that era, man. You know what I mean? And so like but coming up here, it's
different.
It's a little bit more white than
the rest of America.
what I grew up in. I try not to do that too much because I want people to understand, I'm half white too. My mom was white.
Okay.
My wife is white.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it's like my dad was full blood Muskogee. He's still full blood Muskogee. Seminole. And you know what I mean? And I just want people to understand that part too. So it's like it's got nothing to do with me not understanding, what the white side of my family, I love them as well. You know what I'm saying? And I love my grandparents on that side, my mama's side, all that, you know what I mean? And but at the same time, it's like I don't present as a white person.
Not at all.
So I walk outside and not to do with my braids or nothing, and probably nothing to do with my tattoos.
It feels like the energy,
I walk out my door and that it's just, I'm me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I've dealt with that my whole life, man. You know what I mean? Like even growing up in Oklahoma, well, you're not white. I'm like, well, yeah, I know that.
Right.
I know I'm different. You know what I mean? And then, well, you're not full-blood Indian. And then you're like, well, why are you listening to rap music? You're not black. And I'm like,
the fuck am I supposed to be at this point?
Like, holy shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And at the same time, it's like, it's not really anybody's fault why they think the way they think.
Right.
And it's definitely the way society has built us to think about each other.
Mm-hmm.
And to separate ourselves from each other before we even understand each other.
Yeah.
And to know that just because I grew up a little rougher or whatever doesn't keep my proximity to black culture or anything.
Right.
Right. It isn't like a fucking free card.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just because I grew up a little hood or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like those struggles and those understandings and those empathies. When you realize that Native kids come up that way. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? No different. We're just humans. When you humanize us.
That's the race. Human.
Right? Yeah. When you humanize us and you realize like, oh shit, people just have struggles too. And I get that. Okay. Yeah. I can understand that. You know what I mean? And yes, we know what racism is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've dealt with it my whole life.
Yeah.
Whether it be with another person of color dealing with it bluntly in our faces, or whether it be somebody bluntly telling me who they think I am.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
What business do you have telling me
right? Yeah, you're gonna tell me that I'm some dirty Indian or I'm some alcoholic or I'm some type of person.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it goes just to the stereotypes, man.
Yeah.
And it's like I've been trying to break down fucking stereotypes since I was fucking 12, dude.
Yeah.
Playing fucking tapes.
Yeah.
Because I like rap music.
Yeah.
And so...
And that's just like that comes from what you were able to relate to. Like it
Right.
could have been country. It could have been
but they
rock.
weren't telling my story.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? They weren't
Yeah.
saying the things that I could understand.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it went from you know, Brenda's got a baby.
Mm-hmm.
And like situations like that happening in my neighborhood. It may not been a full baby or you know, she threw away the baby or something, but there was girls in our there's girls in our neighborhood that are, you know, throwing away their lives. They're being raped or molested by their uncles or dads or brothers or some shit, man.
Mm-hmm.
And the taboo weird things you don't want to talk about that are right there in our faces.
Yeah.
You know, and that is what brought me to hip hop. The stories.
Yeah.
The social issues, you know, the police brutality, you know, AIM, American Indian Movement, was founded in the inner cities of Minneapolis, Minnesota, because of police brutality, and there is a reservation smack dab right in the middle of Minneapolis, Minnesota, and it's a project full of Native American people. Mm-hmm. You know, and people don't know these things.
No.
And so we fought these things in the 60s and the 70s. We've been fighting against mascots.
Yeah.
We've been fighting against these things. The reason why it's all new to everybody is because we are now being visible. The news isn't just going to, oh, let's cut to the pretty penguins in Alaska right now.
Right.
This Indian is talking about some real shit. We don't want him to stir nothing up.
Yeah.
And they cut us off. Now you can't. We have Facebook Live. We have YouTube.
You
we have blogs. We have news outlets.
Yeah.
We have things now that we are starting to create for ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
We can't wait on mainstream media to give us a seat at the table.
Right.
We need to build our own building and have our own fucking tables.
Exactly.
And it's hard to believe in 2023 that Native Americans haven't had that yet.
Do you know the percentage of natives that's left?
You know, we are about 2% of the American population.
Jesus.
That's as a whole.
2% of the country of your
of the
own
whole
country.
country.
Of your country.
That's
fucking
see
horrible.
that isn't including, you know, Canada, Mexico, South America. We're all indigenous people.
Right.
We all derive from indigenous tribes of these, you know, lands in this, you know, this hemisphere.
Well, I've heard you refer to yourself as Indian a few times, and I thought that was offensive. Like, is it?
Well, the thing is, it's like
versus native.
So legally binding by the government of this land. If we start to refer to ourselves anything other than Indian tribes, Indian, everything is under the Indian Acts. Every law is under an Indian Law Act or a treaty.
Yeah.
Even my tribe we are now in progression to changing our way we present ourselves now. We do now say the Muskogee Nation of Oklahoma. Okay. It was once the Creek Nation Indian Tribe of Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Right? The Muskogee Creek Nation Indian Tribe of Oklahoma.
Right.
So we're trying to fix these things internally, but the wording in law, when you start to mess with law and start to mess with like papers that are old in law, you can't fuck with the wording. Yeah. Because then it could be detrimental to the tribes that actually have dealings still in the situation. That's because you stop to refer yourself as Indian, then the paperwork says, well, if you're not Indian, then we don't have to acknowledge any of this paperwork.
Yeah, fuck.
So as a individual Native person, we call ourselves Indian all the time. Okay. You know, we're Indian people. We live Indian ways.
Is it like the N word? Like, should other people call you Indian? Because I feel like no.
Pretty much, it is kind of that.
Yeah, I'm not about to call you. Yeah,
it is kind of that. You know, again, we sell Indian tacos too, so you might roll up and want an Indian taco. Okay. You know, so again, it's in the manner, of course. Yeah. How you bring it. Yeah. Right? Yeah. If you're over there, all them damn fucking Indians over there,
we ain't playing that.
Different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, that's a different situation. Yeah. But if you're just like, hey man, I like your Indian beadwork, or hey man, are you an Indian tribe?
There's
are you
a way
native?
to be
You know what I'm saying, or whatever. Right.
Yeah.
And that's just, you know, it is what it is. And then you might be, you know, in a group of natives, they're your homies. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, shut your Indian ass up, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
Like, ain't nobody trying to hear that shit. You know what I mean? So it just be that way sometimes. So it's like, you know, it's the same. Or hook up some of them Indian tacos, fool. You know what I'm saying? Or something, you know? And so it's just the way it is, man. And but you know, that's where we've been at. We've been at these fights, and that's where my music has always been. Yeah, that's where my art has always been at the heart of it. Yeah.
I got some feedback from your performance at Iowa Summer Jam, and a lot of people's favorite record you did was My Native. Yeah, that is so fire to me, creative, and I just love the representation behind it. Right. You know, that gives, you know, y'all something too, like, right. Because, you know, that's how the song, the YG song, My Nigga, like, that was empowering to us, but it was only for us. So to flip it and give y'all some representation and something to rock with so dope. That
was 2013 when he dropped that record, right?
That's fucking crazy.
So I think when YG dropped that record, it was in September.
Damn.
It was September of 13. He dropped it. Okay. With Young Jeezy. And all just had that video. Yeah. Shit was fire.
Hell yeah, it was.
And I was just like, fuck, man. And I was like, man, what if we had one for our shit?
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm like, I'm not trying to take anything from no culture.
No, but
I'm not trying. But
representation.
And this was back when doing mixtapes and stealing people's beats was like stealing famous beats that were on your radio and doing a whole fucking mixtape CD with all known beats. You know what I mean? And just do what you want to do on it. Yep. And so I was like, bro, I got to do this. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm talking. As soon as I heard it, I went straight to writing, and then I had it uploaded to SoundCloud in November. So September, October, November of 13, it was uploaded. Nice. It didn't catch waves, bro, until like right before the COVID time, like 2019, 2020. Yeah. TikTok picked it up. Yeah. Out of nowhere. Yeah. And there's like a whole underbelly of TikTok native creators and like native TikTok, hashtag native TikTok and indigenous TikTok. And like you go deep in that rabbit hole, bro, you just all kinds of native shit will just pop up and out. But like before it was like real new. Yeah. And I'm not going to say I fucking did the hashtag native TikTok, but I might have helped a little bit. You know what I mean? and so like people just started doing their little duets with that song. That's so funny. And they started doing their little dances and stuff, you know? Yeah. And I didn't even know this until I got on there, and I just started looking through that song, because you can click the song and then it shows you videos.
Use the sound, And
man, I was like, what in the hell is going on? And then I was like, this song is so old. Yeah. And then there was some more controversy in there, like, oh, who did it first? I know this other native rapper that did it first. Bullshit. All kind of wild shit. And I was like, well, if you did it a month and a half later after YG did it, then okay.
I'll give you that.
You're right.
But bitch, my shit was up 2 months later.
Right. So, you know, and I just loved it because it did. I never grew up with representation, man. Yeah. Yeah, I never grew up with representation.
We have to talk about that. We've had a conversation about it before, but you know, I kind of want you to kind of regurgitate some of the things like, you know, movie representation. Like I was like, hey man, did you like y'all representation of Black Panther 2? I thought it was dope that somebody indigenous had a main role, and he's like, nope, they still didn't get it right. They still played into some stereotypes.
They did. They played into the stereotype of let's just get this black person to fucking, you know, go to war with this brown person.
Facts.
And no Avengers showed up.
Where were the other Avengers?
Nobody gave
Not
a
even
fuck
at the
about
funeral.
Right? What? That's Wakanda problem. What the fuck?
Y'all got this big ass CGI budget. You couldn't fucking...
And then it was let's try to, you know, put them together. Mm-hmm. And then, you know, now let's make this alliance. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's the brown guy's the bad guy. Mm-hmm. And they're using that. It's almost like some cowboy and Indian shit, and the Buffalo Soldiers getting thrown to take out the natives. You know what I mean? It's just wild to me.
Yeah, and see, when I watched it, I didn't understand it in that capacity until you explained it, because you was even like, he wants to kill the young scientists. Like they try to make us soulless, and I was like, damn, I didn't look at it that way. It was just typical bad guys. Like, nah, when we finally get some spotlight, can we have some character, like some personality?
Right. You're trying
some
to make
compassion?
us this evil entity,
right?
And to make us the scary big Indian or this scary brown person that is mad at what you're doing, infiltrating on our land. In which, there is those situations.
Right.
But we're beyond that shit. Can we get beyond the 1800 Indians?
Right.
Can we get beyond like putting feathers in our hair all the time, and then that's the way you accept us? You accept us when we are on a horse with paint on our face. If it's a real movie about real Native issues, like stolen little girls and stolen little boys, and we start pushing those issues, you want to tell us our movies aren't really, good enough, our dialogue sucks, and our soundtracks aren't really put together well, and our production isn't. You start to pick away our shit, and when we want to hire and bring on creative Indigenous people, that want to tell a story, ours is kind of pushed to the side or not taken seriously, or we're just not Hollywood enough for what will sell in the theater. I've never had anything before Res Dogs and before some of these movies that's been coming out lately. Even Prey, the Predator, remake of Predator, not remake, but the next story, the newest one. They're still in the 1800s. This was dope. I loved watching it. It kind of role reversaled on the women warrior and the way that how strong a woman can be, and I love that part. And I loved how it was subtitled in Comanche. So that was amazing for me to I like the whole thing was in Comanche. If that's what you wanted to watch, you can watch it in English as well. But, and those things are good. But it's still the idea that we have to be what you want us to look like to be accepted in the mainstream world of cinema or TV. I tell this to everybody. Think about, I'm 40. I grew up in the 90s. I'm an 80s baby, but I watched sitcoms and all that stuff my whole life growing up, and never, not one. Still to this day, there's not one Native American comedy sitcom on primetime TV, or never has been. And that goes for movies. We haven't had our Spike Lee moment. We haven't had our John Singleton moments. We haven't had those yet, man. And it's hard to believe that. It is.
And see, that one of my quotes that I always try to get into every episode is I used to say somebody should do something, then I realized I'm somebody. And I feel like you are that somebody. Like, I don't know if you revealed that you're working on a few things, but you may be the John Singleton, you may be, the representation that you guys need. And that's a big big weight on your shoulders.
And I feel like there's the people that brought me in onto Res Dogs, Sterling Harjo, Taika Waititi, all the cast and the crew and Mid Thunder casting, and all the people that found me. I don't know how they found me on TikTok, or if they just seen a video or something. You know what I mean? I'm not really sure. But I got the email and they wanted me to audition. And so for people like that, for those individuals that have those opportunities at such a high level and platform. I mean, Taika Waititi, man, he's the director of freaking Thor, bro. And I got to meet him. You know what I mean? Like, I got to meet him, shake his hand, and take a selfie with the guy. I mean, there's, Sterling Harjo is like really dope friends with him since, college and film days, I'm guessing, and what I've heard. And I can't imagine the conversations they've had and the realizations of where they came from and where they're at and what they're able to do and what they've been able to do for the people and the culture. You got his foot in the door, man, and then you just start kicking them in for everybody. You know what I mean?
I feel like those are the kind of people that, me and you are, like, that's our goal. That's like my mission in life. It's like, I don't need to be the one to make it, but I want to be the one that kicks the door open and lets everybody rush. I just want
somebody to go, yo, man, let's go then. The party's in here. Like, I think I got the door open.
Like,
y'all can come.
What y'all do with it is on y'all.
I don't care. I didn't ask anything. Just get your ass over here.
Exactly. Hell yeah.
Because that's man, and that's what I'm trying to do. And at the end of the day, man, it's like we finally have that.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting to that. There's going to be more of these things popping up on your Facebook feeds and your Instagram feeds and your TikTok feeds and your YouTube feeds. You're gonna start seeing native somethings popping up here and there, out of nowhere.
You won't have it any other way. You're forced to
the way it's going to be because it's like it's inevitable now.
Yeah.
We're going to start having those moments. Like I said, man, we're gonna start having those moments like we have in the last couple of years with Res Dogs, Rutherford Falls. We got Spirit Rangers as a cartoon.
Nice.
Right?
Yep.
We got Molly from Denali. We got these things that I like to see my kids being able to watch as well. And be educated and have some of those old stories that our culture understands. Yeah. And it lets other people in to understand. Yeah. It's not like, oh, this is just for us. Yeah. We're letting you know that this is for the non-Indigenous as well. Yeah. To educate yourself into knowing why. Yeah. Why don't they like the Redskins? It honors them, man. Okay. It honors them.
Definitely talk about that. The misrepresentation, the offensive words used that have been branded.
Man, it's hard to really dig too much. It's not hard because it's like it's either is or it isn't. Okay. You either are for it or you're not. Mm-hmm. And it definitely has to do with, well, it's just me and my grandpa's tradition that we love that team. It's just a tradition that, I went to that school.
Yeah, like when Halloween, when people dress up.
And at the end of the day,
a race.
That's crazy. Because I still try to think about other points of view. Yeah. People dressing up as maybe a Mexican with a sombrero and a mustache. That's just as offensive, man. Mm-hmm. Fuck. Mm-hmm.
But even a sports team, for there to be a team for all these years called the Redskins, like that's like we just have a team called the Niggas. And then everybody's throwing it around like, oh, well, I'm from Chicago.
You said it.
Yeah.
You said it.
I'm a Chicago. I live in Chicago, and I got a rep for the Niggas, but I'm a white guy. Like, nah, bro. See, and you just have to deal. Like, that's crazy to just accept. And to
think, and to think, a whole stadium has blackface painted on their faces.
Whoo! And they celebrate that shit.
And they sell merch.
What percentage of the merch are you getting?
Little merch that they have of the blackface little cardboard cutout in the stadium. I mean, that is the level of like. I don't think people don't understand.
Like the lack of
understanding. The understanding of what a headdress is, even, and that I would never even put the motherfucker on. So I'm Native American,
and you would.
And a lot of people will make the excuse, "Well, I'm part Native, I can do it," or "I'm Native, I can do it."
1.5%.
Even if you were half Native or full Native, even if you're a full blood and you're wearing a headdress, you better have fucking earned it.
Yeah. That's like the stripes of all.
This is the equivalent of you walking around with military badges and of honor on your chest and pretending to be a war veteran or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
These feathers are individually given to you after acts of things you do for the community, for the people, for yourself, for your family. Somebody may gift this to you just for being a strong person or a warrior or something. And this is probably why, and reasons why you don't see a lot of young people wearing a war bonnet or a headdress, is because they haven't earned enough feathers to create one yet.
Right. So I can't imagine how pissed off you are when you see Becky walking around
at
with
the festival.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is you doing?
Yeah.
And then again, it's probably not Becky's fault.
Right. It's what you're exposed to.
It's society's fault.
And what's been accepted.
And the government not allowing you to understand what the point of that is. Now, if you got stolen valor and you're walking around with stolen valor and saying that you're a veteran and you're getting sympathy like free food and you starting to use it, you wearing a headdress, having a party, getting drunk, pretending to be an Indian. And on top of that, all these Halloween things, and I understand these kids are just being kids, but it's your parents that need to educate you. I'm sorry. It's not you as the child.
Right.
Right? I'm not like, what is this child doing? Just get out of that. You know, it's not your fault.
Your grown ass that has access
right.
to the fucking internet, to
and so the
library, you could research something.
Not so many years ago. And if you want to watch the episode 3 of Res Dogs season 3 is out now on Hulu. It touches base on the boarding schools and what they did to Native American children all the way up into the 70s. And that within that, you have kids in America that can go out and dress up as an Indian for Halloween or whatever celebration, birthday, costume party, whatever. Yet there were children that were beat, disciplined, told not to be Indian, could not dress, could not wear their hair, could not wear any of the things that you can go at Walmart and buy. Wow. Right? And that is all made in China. It's not made by not made by any Native American hand-beaded person. That shit is fake. That shit isn't real, and they're like fucking duck feathers or turkey feathers or some dumb shit dyed. Right. Like, it's not a real. Yeah. So you're just faking the funk, man. And any native that, in my point of view, and y'all can come at me, I don't care. But in my point of view, if you're native and you didn't earn that shit, take that shit the fuck off. Yeah. Period. 150,000%. Yeah. Hell yeah. If you didn't earn that feather, take it off, bro. Yeah. Yeah. And I'm Muskogee Nation. Our people don't even wear headdresses. So that's another stereotype that people might think just because you're native, you can wear a headdress. You can wear feathers in your hair. Right. You know, no, not all natives wear fucking feathers, bro. Right. Like, we have hoyoi hats. We have ceremonial hats that we might have a feather hanging out of. Right. Some modern natives will take their ball cap, and Oklahoma natives will put a feather in the top of our ball cap and stuff like that. But yo, man, like, that's the thing. You have to earn those, man. This is like your daughter giving you the feather. She found an eagle feather or was gifted. Yeah. Somebody gifted you this eagle feather. And at the end of the day, like, if you have an eagle feather and you're not Native American and you're not part of a federal recognized tribe and you're not Native American out there, bro, like, that's a federal fucking offense, just to let you know. Yeah. Like, you can't have that shit. Like, it's... Damn. You can't have that. Like, literally by law. Yeah. You can't have it. And so people need to check themselves. And I'm not saying that I haven't checked myself. I know I've had to check myself on ignorance and growth and, turning a negative into a positive and a learning situation, an educational situation. Yep. So I don't put it on anybody that, it's your fault. You need to blah, 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 blah. No, man, just understand. I don't care if a Native American drew the fucking picture. I don't care if a Native American was the one that came up with the drawing back in 1932. I don't give a fuck if it was supposed to be honoring some fucking player. Yeah. I don't give a fuck. Right. I don't care if you're trying to just, I don't know. Yeah. If you're not a Native American owned sports team owned by a Native American
owner,
then I don't think you should use a Native American mascot as your way of making millions of dollars off of fan base people. Yeah. And I'm not saying you might not grab one Native American college fund that you fucking donate to.
One.
Right? One tribe.
One.
You
once a year
we send 3 kids to college. Fuck out of here. Yeah, I mean, good for those kids. Get your money, get your free fucking college.
2% of y'all left should be making a nice percentage off everything that capitalizes off your culture.
I feel like at the end of the day, if one goes, they all have to go. Yeah. Right. And within saying that, I'm not saying like, so we have a Native American college, Haskell University, and it's in Lawrence, Kansas, and it's they go by the Indians, Haskell Indians. Yeah. But they are an Indian college. Yeah. Primarily based Native students. Mm-hmm. We have Native majority of Native student schools in Oklahoma that some of us call Indians and chiefs and all these different names there. I feel like, you know, again, if you're not a Native American based, you know, school or team, or, you know, even the Florida Seminoles have a relationship with the Florida actual Seminoles.
Yeah,
in
exactly.
Florida.
Exactly.
Like they have a relationship with
do
them.
any natives even play for any of these teams?
And that's the thing. And, you know, and then I've had people get mad at me, you know, because I bring it up and I say, well, man, you know, you're a black man wearing a Redskins jersey or a Chiefs jersey or whatever it may be. Yep. And you look at me, oh, man, it's not like that. I said, I know it ain't, bro. Right. I know it ain't.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like you said.
Yep.
If
you had a jersey on that said the niggas,
would it be acceptable?
Right.
And even if it was some alternate name, just as offensive, right? So it ain't even got to be the N word, but it was some alternate meaning of that, right? Like the watermelon eaters or some goofy ass shit, bro. Right. Like nobody wants to hear that.
Hell
like
no.
The alcoholic Indians, and you know, you selling beer to all these. Yep. All these people in the crowds got beer with headdresses on, and they're all selling Bud Light and Coors and shit. And it's like, we know what the NFL, you know what I mean, makes off all that. You know what I mean? And at the same time, like, we have to get rid of those things. It's detrimental because we look at ourselves as such. I thought it was cool to be wearing this shit. Yeah. You know, now I'm making an activist thing. You know, I wear it because I'm taking it back. You know what I mean?
Hey, I love that.
So it's like I wear it because I'm bringing the awareness of what it should mean to you and why you shouldn't embrace it. Mm-hmm. Right? Yep. The Chief
Start a conversation every time you can.
Every time, because at the end of the day, that's where I'm at with it. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm still trying to figure out everything in the right ways to do shit. Yeah. But I do know that, you know, if our kids look at ourselves as cartoon characters that are fake and then like we're portrayed as these old time looks of who we are, it dehumanizes us and puts us all in one box. Yep. Well, you don't look Indian enough. If that's what every American thinks an Indian looks like on the side of that helmet. Well, you don't look Indian enough. I have braids, but not every native has braids. Yep. Not every native is dark-skinned. Not every native is light-skinned. Not every native is one color or another color. We have black indigenous people out there. We have Asian indigenous people. We have Mexican indigenous people. You know, you may be native and you look just like you, bro. Right. And you're half native, just like your dad was full-blood native. Yep. Your mom's full-blood black, bro. Yep. And it's, boom, it's what you look like. Yep. And you can't help that. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So at the end of the day, it's like, what is the perception? Yeah. You know, not all black people look the same. Yep. Right? That would be the most racist shit you ever fucking said. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so it's like, well, why is it okay to say that about Indians? Exactly. You know, well, you don't look Indian enough. Exactly. You guys still live in teepees and can, you know, like just the goofy shit. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. So at the end of the day, it's like, we're getting rid of that, trying to break through all those fucking stereotypes, man. And
what's some good stereotypes? Like, all natives probably have good hair. Y'all all gotta have good hair.
Well, I got good hair. I don't know what all them other Indians doing. No, but you know, we have a great sense of humor, man. We're not still here because we don't know how to laugh. Yeah. Right? We are a very beautiful, funny, intelligent people. Yeah. And that is a great stereotype. We're great storytellers. Yep. Yep. That really never had a chance to tell our stories. Mm-hmm. That's what hip hop I'm grateful for. Yep. I fucking it saved my life as well as tattoos. They're kind of both the same for me. Yeah. It's still hip hop culture, art, you know, graffiti art, drawing on bathroom stalls and you know, that was hip hop for me. Yeah. You know, big Sharpie markers and you know, tagging shit. And,
it's beyond the music. It's a culture.
It's the culture.
And it's also beyond race. It's not hip hop ain't just a black thing. It's who can relate to it.
And that's where I have been lucky to actually listen to the creator when he given me those things. Yeah. And say, hey man, you're good at this. You're good at this. And keep doing this. Yep.
And I'm sure you've seen both sides of it. I'm sure you've gotten the bullshit criticisms.
Yeah,
and
man.
You shouldn't do this. You shouldn't do that.
Yeah, all that, man. And I have a grill.
Hey.
And I've been wanting a grill, and I've been having a grill before it was even Paul Wall was cool to have a grill.
Yeah.
I'm 40 fucking years old, man. Yeah. I've been wanting gold teeth since fucking Master P and Slick Rick came out, bro. Slick Rick having all the gold chains and the couple gold teeth, bro. That fucking, I was like, bro, I want that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Yeah. And back in the day, even like fucking Wu-Tang Clan and all them, they had gold grills and shit, and it was like, I want one of those. Yeah. Because that shit goes hard. Yeah. And I don't know why.
Yeah. It's just something you fuck with. Something that called to you.
Right. It's
like it wasn't to try to be like somebody else.
Right. Why do you like Ford instead of Chevy? Or why do you like Chevy instead of Ford or Cadillac? Like, it's just what you like. Yeah. And because again, I didn't have anything relatable.
Exactly.
To tell me to be Indian.
My story.
Like, here, be native. This is what you should act and dress and look like. Yeah. If I wanted to get on a John Wayne TV show and see what natives look like, then if I want to walk into school like that every day, right. So it's like, what could you relate to, bro? And it's like, well, shit, you know what I mean? That shit is what I'm seeing every day. Yep. That's what I'm going through every day. And hip hop was what told my stories. And then, man, it opened up even more shit. You know what I'm saying? Opened up a whole nother realm of things for me, man. And I'm still grateful for it every single day. That's why I try to put people on. Mm-hmm. That's why I try to do stuff like this. Yep. That's why I keep on trying to do this music shit and this tattoo shit. And just
you ain't trying, pushing. You doing it.
But you gotta, I keep that mentality, and everybody tells me that. Yeah. Everybody says that. It's like, bro, you ain't trying no more, bro. You doing this shit. I'm like, I know, but if I don't keep my mentality of like, oh, I got it, like hungry. I'm not like, no, like this ain't over. Yeah. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I can't. What do you mean?
Yeah. We're never where we want to be. Right. No matter when we get, all right, we hit that goal, what's next?
Right. Because if you don't, then it's over. Yep. That's when it's over. Yep. Is when you're like, all right, cool. Yep. I got the studio now. Yep. Now I got the podcast room. I got the other studio room. Yep. I got this. I got that. Okay, cool. Now I'm just going to sit down and wait somebody to call me.
Nah. We're upgrading.
You know what I mean?
We're about to set up the photo room. We're about to set up the video room. We're about to switch from this building to a bigger building and have floors and reception. Like the dream has to continue to grow. Like I went through that a little bit of last year. I planned the Iowa Music Awards for 10 fucking years, bro. And even that last 5 years of me like putting the plan in action. Like, I still was kind of hoping somebody else do it so I could put my, name in the ad. Right. But, it didn't come. So I was like, all right, I'm meant to do this. Right. But, that took time. And it was like, after doing that, it was like, fuck, what's next? We done pulled this off. So then we end up doing a fashion show. And I've never even been a person with a passion for fashion. But it's like, I have to see what else is out there.
You have to keep moving.
We did that. And then I'm like, bro, what's after that? And motherfuckers start saying, you got to do the movie. And so now we got a short film written, and we just got the green light and got a grant for it and got a videographer signed on. And it's like, I'm already thinking what's after the movie. Like, I think I want to be a published author just because, like, why fucking limit myself, bro? And like, we always got to continue to level up and move on to the next thing and never get complacent, never get satisfied.
That's where I'm at, bro. I'm just trying to keep on going, man. I got my bro with me. We just keep on moving. No matter where I'm booked at or where I'm going, I'm always either trying to keep my family close to me, keep my daughter with me. Somebody, like my daughters go with me, so it'll be like one of my daughters will go with me. If it's just me and them or whatever. Like, have him with me doing shit, bro. And keeping consistent though. Yeah. And I'm always working on music. I'm always in the tattoo shop working on that. Yeah. And hopefully, got a lot more things in store working with you on these next Iowa Music Awards. Yeah,
this year is gonna be bigger, better.
Yeah, man, it's like, crazy.
That's so dope that we got to connect on it. So obviously, I got you here. Want to talk business, but actually on a personal side. So a year ago, I found out that I actually have a second daughter who's half black from my side, but she's also half native. Okay. So they live in Devil's Lake, North Dakota. Have you heard of it? Yeah. Yeah, so that's where they're at. So like a lot of this information you're giving me, like I'm soaking in for like personal like things I need to know and raising her because obviously I want her culturally diverse and know her roots. One thing that, obviously black people were oppressed, but you know, we get 1 month out the year, but at least we get a month. Like there's nothing
As
for
of
natives
late,
right
they have gave us November.
Oh, okay.
It's been I don't know who coined it. I don't know who just who's responsible when it started exactly, but somehow November got into being Native American Heritage Month.
Okay.
I don't know if that's because the Turkey Day is that day or what's going on with that. Yeah. But they gave us November, man.
Okay.
It's kind of cold.
We'll take what we can get.
I don't know. Maybe give us August next time.
You know?
I don't know. But yeah.
Rotate this.
Right. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, man, again, it's crazy. If it's crazy to the rest of the people, you must understand how crazy it was for me as an actual Native American to be woke up with all of this in the last maybe 15 years.
Yeah.
I've been teaching myself all of these things. I've been researching and reading.
Yep.
I've been going to my communities. I've been boots on the ground in the mud out here talking to these kids, out here talking to the elder. Well, not talking to them. I'm listening to them and you know, speaking with the adults my age, parents, and teenagers and all of that, man.
Yeah.
All from different reservations, from the West Coast to the East Coast, from South to North. I've been all over the place.
Yeah. And
you know, we're finally getting to that point where it's like we can get our voices heard. We are all connected.
Yeah.
This is a connection now. Yeah. And this is beyond.
It's a powerful tool that
it's beyond the borders and our language barriers and our issues between governments and stuff like that. Because again, you got to understand, like, Native people are all separate. Yeah. We're all separate nations within a nation. There's over 570 odd recognized federal tribes in just USA. That doesn't include Canada, again, and Mexico and South America, all the tribes that there. Yeah. And at the end of the day, man, it's like all of those have different dialects of language. All of them have different beliefs and methods and ways they go about things and ceremonies. Yeah. They all have different sports, maybe different types of sports that their tribe has. Yeah. Different, just. But then we have similarities. We all love basketball. Yeah. we all love basketball, man. Like, Native Americans are ballers, bro. Yeah. Ballers. We just don't get seen. Yeah. So we're, you know, shout out Lindy Waters III, Oklahoma City Thunder. You know, he's one of the first Native Americans out there, you know, doing his thing. He just signed again for another contract for them. He's been on there a couple of years now. Yeah. And I got to meet him down in Comanche Nation powwow a year ago. And yeah, man, I mean, we're out there. Now our kids can turn on the TV, flick a few channels, and find a hero. Yeah. Something I wasn't able to do. You know what I mean? Like I said, man, sitcoms and stuff. You know what I mean? We didn't have those, so it was hard. Yeah. It was hard to find those little things that you could aspire to be. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I'm just glad that I'm kind of a little part of maybe what these younger kids get to see. You know, they see the greasy fry bread guy on TV. we gotta talk about that. I know it's hot in here, so I'm gonna try to get you to this other stuff, but the greasy fry bread. So, like, was that written into the show and then you turned into something? Yeah, so like, I guess they had an idea of what they wanted Bear's dad to be. Yeah. You know, I guess I fit some of the stuff in there. I had tattoos. I was a rapper. But I don't think they understood how well of an artist I was. Right. So when they asked for this, that it needed to be corny and funny, and it was supposed to be comedy. They allowed you to write it? So they sent 3 of the writers, Sterling Harjo, Tommy Pico, and Bobby Williams, I believe. They all sent me all these different little one-liner comedy kind of rhyme lines. Yeah, something to go off of. And they all sent me and they said, we want it to be named Greasy Fry Bread. So that gave me the hook right there. Yeah. Like, they're like, oh, we want it to be Greasy Fry Bread. So I'm like, well, fuck, that's not that hard. That's all you got for me? I mean, you know, that's like this, you know. So again, we're playing on the indigenous goofiness of being this rapper that's trying to be hardcore, but he's talking about greasy fried bread, which is kind of a stereotypical thing you find at a powwow or at an indigenous event. And it's even more funny because he's supposed to be coming to a diabetes awareness.
Oh fuck!
A diabetes awareness fucking event, and he's singing "Greasy Fry Bread," you know.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of funniness in it within ourselves, and so, you know, he sent me those things. I started to write, man, and it wasn't hard. I dumbed it down a lot because it was supposed to be an older song. It's supposed to be back like maybe a 2007 vibe or something. And so I kind of looked for that. I kind of had that, you know, ABC type of rap, you know, to it. And, you know, but it was funny, man. Yeah. And I don't think they expected it for me to take recording and delivering the song at a professional level. Right.
I love it. Exceeded expectations.
Right. I don't think, I mean, it's still a corny, goofy song that I really probably wouldn't, I probably wouldn't have never wrote it. Yeah. Like, if they wouldn't have asked me to. Yeah. That's not because I don't think a greasy fried bread is good or nothing. I love that shit. But, like, I just would have never thought to do that. Yeah. You know? And so when that happened, it's like, shit, I'm going to do this the best I can. Like, I'm going to make this, like, a fucking banger. Yeah. Like, I'm going to get my homeboy to make this beat, make him put that fucking hard-ass thump in there. I'm going to make it, I'm going to do this shit like almost like a Paul Wall type of vibe. You know what I mean? Like a fucking Texas-style fucking song. Hell yeah. And so, you know, we're in Oklahoma. It makes sense. You know what I mean? It made sense to be in Oklahoma. That was definitely the vibe of 2000s. Back then, you know, I mean, you had Nelly and Grills and you had Paul Wall and all those guys doing their shit. So it's like, let me keep it in that area. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because he's trying to blow up.
And when did you shoot it?
That was when I went to shoot the episode.
Yeah. So season 1, what year?
That was 2020.
2020 is when you shot it?
Yeah, like during COVID.
During?
Yeah.
What?
So we had to, like, it was 2021 maybe. It was following, but it was like all still locked down, hella shit. Yeah, like we were all masked up, taking like.
If you're shooting 2021, when did you get like the email or the call?
In 2020, like
Okay, so it was COVID had already kicked off. Going on, because I would have been scared. Like you get the call 2019 or beginning of 2020, and then COVID happens. Like fuck. Well, there goes.
Well, that's what it kind of happened.
It happened. Oh no!
So, like, fuck. They were already getting ready to do all that, and I was following it as just a follower of indigenous stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
And then it shut down, and I ain't hear nothing about it. Yep. And then all of a sudden they released. They were going to go and have like a screening of the first episode. That they like a pilot. Yeah. And it went really well at one of the little film festivals in somewhere. Nice. And I heard about that and I was like, oh shit. And then some months went away. You know, it was down the road, and we were in the middle of like, we were in like 2021, beginning of 2021, and I got the email. Like end of 2022 or 2020, and then 2021 was coming. I got the email and they're like, yeah, we want you to come out. Want you to do this, that. And so like. I wrote that song in a day, dude. Recorded it and then sent it right back to them. And they're like, "What?" Yeah, because they were ready to like get me a studio time down there in Oklahoma. They were ready to like bring a producer in. They were ready to do all these things for me and like really try to like show me out or I don't know what like all these cool points they were trying to show. I was just like, bro, this is what I do. Like I did it in my front room. Yeah. You know what I mean? I brought my studio equipment home. I did it in my front room. Yeah. And I sent it right back to them, you know? And so they were like, holy shit. Yeah. You know, this guy, what the fuck? Yeah. You know, and then it was a banger. Yeah. Like, dude, this shit is fucking catchy. Yeah. Like, oh shit. So then the director, Sterling, hits me back. He's like, dude, this shit is so fucking sick, man. Well, what do you think the video should look like? And they really wanted my input.
Oh, that's fire.
And so that's
how you earn your fucking...
Yeah, and they had this idea, like maybe I should be this casino, like playing cards, Indian type of dude. Mm-hmm. And I was like, nah. I'm not from there like that. I'm like, let's go in the fucking res house. let me look like I took over my auntie's kitchen, and I'm like, I'm damn near look like I'm selling drugs.
Yeah, this is a trap.
Yeah,
the res trap.
I want this to look. I want you to bring in the low riders and the old schools and put the switches up and like, you know, bring all the people in
and give it that 2007 vibe.
Right, give it that country grammar shit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
That
I'm
T.I. trap music,
baby. You know that whole video. Yeah. That was kind of in my mind too. It was like that type of video, that type of vibe. Like I want like the community to be in it. You know what I mean? Yep. And so that's what we did.
That's fire.
And it came out dope, man. And you know, the rest is kind of history. I mean, the internet kind of went crazy on me.
What episode is the music video?
Episode 4, season 1.
Because I'm on episode 2, and I'm the first episode. It was super dope watching that, and they're like, you know, his dad's wannabe rapper.
Right.
I'm like, I know who that is. Like, oh shit. So I'm like watching. I think I got through the second episode. Didn't see you yet. So I'm like, it's like a build up.
Yeah. So the fourth episode is really good.
Yeah.
You know, again,
really good.
It touches basis on all that, you know, father-son dependencies and that, and moms and single moms and all that stuff. So, you know, it's a good one, man. I mean, again, the internet kind of went in on me, you know what I mean? But hey, it is what it is.
Yeah. Know? So I feel like, and again, like I love that you kind of embraced it because it feels. I'm a big wrestling fan, WWE guy. So you got to play a heel character,
right?
And in that character, if you get boos and people hate you, you're doing a good fucking job. You're getting your reactions and shit.
Right.
But I didn't feel like TV would give you the same shit, and you got the same people reaching out like as if you are that fucking character.
Yeah, it's even worse.
What? It can't be. That's nuts.
Now I think it's simmered down. But
that's nuts.
But like when it first popped
like you get like fuck yous and like that type of shit for a fucking character.
Yeah, it was like, bro, what the fuck, man?
Oh no.
I was like, oh shit.
Okay, what about from your own people? Do you get the why would you play this character? Have you gotten that reaction?
Of course.
Oh
why
my
would
God.
you? And then I've gotten even, you know, of course, the black community. Why are you trying to be this black guy, wannabe rapper?
Come on, y'all.
And I'm like, you know, I'm really a rapper.
Yeah, first of all,
real life.
I'm not
I really trying to be wannabe anything. And like hip hop saved my life. Yeah. And I'm sorry. These don't come off. These are like real.
They're
real. You know what I mean? It's like, they're real. And like natives have been fucking wearing braids since before time immemorial. So like, I don't feel like I'm trying to be anybody that I'm not already who I am. You know, if you're mad at anything, it's like be mad at society for who the fuck they raised. You know, at the end of the day. And I'm unapologetically me.
Yeah.
Have I grown from the past me? Of course. Was I a fuck up? Hell yeah. Did I hurt people? Yep. And I'm fucking sorry. Wish I could take his shit back, but I can't. Like all I can do is look for forgiveness and try to be a better person. Yep. But I can't take back for what all the dumb shit I did to any certain person or anybody. Yeah. All I can do is go, fuck, man, that was dumb. Yeah. Don't fucking do that again, you fucking idiot.
Right.
You know what I mean? And move on.
Yeah.
Because, you know, your fuck-ups do not fucking dictate who you are.
At all.
They just help you get better on who you want to be.
You grow from
you know? And so that's where I'm at. I'm still growing. I'm still learning. Yeah. I still know that I could fuck up tomorrow. Hey. You know what I mean? And you know, again, that goes into even like, you know, substance abuse and alcoholism and all of that type of stuff too, man. Yeah. You know what I mean? I deal with all that shit too. That
was something else I wanted to ask about on a personal level too. Like, so I've been out to Devil's Lake a few times to hang out with my daughter and whatnot. And my baby mama's Native, and she was explaining to me stuff like, hey, you know, a lot of honestly white people will come up to us and be like, hey, Chief, how you going? Like that shit's offensive. She explained what a powwow was to me. And, right. You know, can you elaborate on those two things?
So, you know, like just coming up and thinking it's okay to just because you notice that we're Native, maybe you didn't even have to ask and you realize, oh, that's a Native dude. Yeah. You know, you don't have that's okay, but then you don't have to make it abundantly clear. Yeah. Like we know we're Native. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Like, oh shit, there's a group of black guys just walked into the store. Yeah. Hey guys, you guys know you're black, right? You know what I mean? Like what? What does he mean? Like, hey Chief, it's the same shit. You know what I mean? It's like we know. You know what I mean? And it's like also it's like not every. It's almost like every Native American doesn't want a fucking a gas station Native American sculpture for their birthday or anniversary or.
I didn't know that's a fucking thing.
You know what I mean? Like bring it just because you know he's Native. Like bring him like a piece of Native art.
Well, I mean, even you said your tribe don't even wear the headdress, and it's like. Even if somebody did buy it, number one, my tribe don't wear that. Number two, the shit's made in China.
Right.
Like
come
so,
on, man. Don't buy it at the truck stop. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
those
that would be
Native
figures.
You know, somebody comes like, oh, here, man, I know you're Native, man. I've seen this at the garage sale.
Oh,
or
God, that's
goofy.
a slap in the face.
It's just like, come on,
yeah,
bro.
Don't bring a black person some watermelon. Like, hey, bro.
Like,
I ain't gonna lie, you bring me some fried chicken, I actually would be happy.
Like, thank you.
Fuck you, but thank you. Shit's fine.
Well, I would be happy too, man. You know, but
what's a powwow?
So powwows, I mean, of course, like mainstream people use that as a meeting of the minds. They use like, oh, let's have a little powwow, man.
Mm-hmm.
Let's have but powwows are actually derived from a. It's funny. It's hard. So it's deeper than just Wild Bill, right? Wild Bill had a Wild West show back in the day in the 30s, 20s, and 30s. Mm-hmm. He brought on like chiefs, real chiefs like Sitting Bull and Standing Bear and other chiefs like this would go, and they would go around, and he more or less showcased the Native American culture from that tribe's point of view of what we do. Some of our songs were used in this, and then it turned into this show where people would come and see.
Yeah.
Right? Well, within that idea of what he was doing, Native American tribes and people started to catch on that, again, before 1978, it was illegal for us to speak our language, federally illegal to practice our culture and our religious beliefs. So we're not religious, but our religious beliefs were illegal. It was federal. You could go to federal prison if you got found doing it. Mm-hmm. Within that, because the powwow that Wild Bill had created was open for everyone, they were still able to secretly do cultural things within that. Yeah. And so it grew into this whole subculture of powwow that is based in like a competition, who can dance the longest, who has the most agility, who has the longest stamina, and you can win money by being a powwow dancer. Like you can win big purses of money, and you're good at that. It's a part of a competition as well, but also it's for people that aren't there for money either. They're not there to have a number. They're there to dance for the people. They're there to dance for themselves and to dance for the creator. Yeah, they're there. That's the point of what it is to dance for the creator, to sing for the creator, and to show them that we care. Yeah, and we'll go out there in the middle of summer and suffer to show you how much we love you, creator. And that's what powwow has turned into. It has also turned into a small marketing situation where Native people can sell off their goods, man, their handmade goods, and to survive another year, because some people go to that powwow and make a whole year's worth of money. Damn. You know, then they may hop powwows. They may go to different community powwows and sell their merchandise, their beadwork, their anything, whatever they do. Could be food, could be fry bread. You know, don't know. It could be furs and all kinds of different stuff is there at the powwow, man. It's like, it's awesome. T-shirts, regular shit, just all kinds of different stuff, you know. And that's what a powwow's for, is for people to come into our culture, check it out, support your local Native businesses, your Native creators, face to face. You know, you're helping a family out by buying from them and not from China or a truck stop with a fake Native feather. Like, you actually go to them and you're purchasing them. Good trade, man. Good trade. Like, you're paying the money, you get the product, whether it be a hawk feather or maybe you got some beadwork done. You paid for that. You supported us. Definitely you can wear it. Right? Like, you came with good intentions. You came to that place and you got it from a real creator that's really pushing the culture and doing things, and you're not doing it off of eBay or fucking finding some Etsy shit and like, you know, that's the difference.
Okay.
As people will be like, well, why can't I wear this? Why can't I wear that? Well, what did you do?
Right.
What kind of back work did you do?
Mm-hmm.
Did you vet the situation out?
Yeah.
Where you went to the cultural community and you embraced it and you walked around and had a piece of fried bread and seen the little res kids running around acting crazy, and then you seen some dances and you listened to the music, you felt the drum, and you bought some shit from a Native American vendor. If you can tell me all of that, then that makes me know that you went out of your way to do it the right way.
Yeah. You respected.
You were like, bro, I went to this powwow down in Tama, Iowa, man. I didn't even know they had it down there, man. And there was all kind of food, bro. I didn't never had one of those. And it's right there every year. Twice a year, I think, they have Meskwaki powwow. You know, right here in Tama, Iowa. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's like, if you're not far away, you know, there's always things to do. There's powwows in Minnesota. There's powwows in Nebraska, North Dakota, South Dakota, Oklahoma. I mean, there's powwows everywhere. That's dope. You know what I mean? It's just, and you're all welcome. Yeah. Everybody's welcome. All welcome. Yeah. All welcome. Everybody welcome. Yeah. Because that's the misconception, I think. Yeah. Is that, well, can non-natives like go? Are we like welcome? Right. Like, of course, that's what it's for. Mm-hmm. It's for us to go and do our thing. Mm-hmm. And feel good about being in touch with our culture and do cultural shit and do our ceremonies and do our shit the way we do our shit. But it's also for you to come in,
spend some money.
Come spend some money,
pay your respects,
and actually see so that you know the difference. Yep. And then you understand a little bit, even if you don't get it all the way. Yeah. Even if you ain't told all the little things that happen and why, but like, at least you showed up. You know, how do you expect to know what happens at the barbecue if you don't show up at the barbecue? How do you expect to know how to have a good time there and embrace the culture and the moments that are happening? Yeah. The jokes, the laughter, the stories. It's all the same, similar vibes. It's just different faces, different people doing a little bit of different things. Yeah. But we all vibing and we all having a good time. There's families there. There's children. There's elders that love to tell stories. Yeah. You can sit next to a old head and listen to his stories all day. Yeah. You know, if you wanted to get understood what's going on. You know what I mean? They're down to tell you. Yeah. Yeah, man. I mean,
that's dope, man. And I love that, the positive side. And then I do have a couple questions before we get into the game, but about the darker side of things that I've heard that I think needs more exposure. Like, and this is all stuff, shout out to my baby mama. I never really shout her out ever, but, you know, she put me on, and it's super important for me to notice with a half-native daughter. But, you know, I always thought, like, okay, you know, you guys got casinos, so that's super dope, and all natives get a check. And, you know, of course, you guys would trade that check in a heartbeat for more of your people to be here.
So that's a misconception of what, pretty much of what America says we are. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's some of us have casinos. Some of us has casinos in the correct spots, on the correct street, in the correct town, in the correct to capitalize right on the casino.
But there are
some of
casinos.
These casinos that the tribe owns are located directly in the same community that they are in. You have no tourism. You have no outside reason why anybody non-native should come to your casino. So really, you're just not. It's a revolving door for the casino and the people in that community. You're just you may get a casino check. You may get a per cap check as a certain tribe. Again, I told you there's over 560 some odd, 70 some odd federally recognized tribes. Mm-hmm. Each one of them have their own handshakes with this American U.S. government, and what they are able to do on their lands and all the laws and whatever. Yeah. Some natives get casinos. Some natives don't got casinos. Some natives have sublimated housing that the casino pays for. Some of them have a medical that it pays for. They get no check. That's more or less what I got going on in my tribe. We don't get a per cap check. That's what they're called, like a per capita check. And that means by per capita, all these tribal members get a cut of what comes out of that profit. Yeah. So the ones that get per cap, and you wonder why they live in such a bad situation, is because they're splitting a certain amount of money between X amount of people.
Yep.
And they don't get housing like my tribe does. They don't get medical like my tribe does. They don't get things like that. So they have to turn around and use that money on that end. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Even within the res. Mm-hmm. And you think, what the fuck? Yeah, you still paying motherfucking rent. You know what I'm saying? Like, you still paying rent, bro. Yeah. And so, like, and then there's some that don't even, like, there's some that give up. Yeah. And they just take that check and just get to the next check. Yeah. And whatever that entails in between. Yeah. And that could mean any fucking thing. Yeah. Right? Like, again, these tribes are all different. Yeah. So one can't speak for the other. That is the misconception. So there may be a rich tribe. Yeah. But that might mean because they sit in their casino right off the side of the fucking highway, bro. Mm-hmm. And every one of those motherfucking non-natives pull over to fucking play a slot. Yep. The other ones is such a rural community way out in the fucking country, boondocks somewhere. Ain't nobody taking time to go to that damn casino. It's so little. Yep. Nobody's doing anything there. Nobody wins jackpots. Yep. Like, there isn't no resort. There isn't no golf course. There isn't no. It's just a casino. Yeah. So it's like you can't.
But that casino is almost strategically placed there to hurt your own people.
I mean, you think it's a good idea. Even the councils.
Oh, get a casino.
Yeah, and even the council members are thinking, yeah, let's try to do this. We could bring people in. You probably could if you built the hotel and the resort and you went progression-wise. Yes, and placement. And sometimes you don't have the land as a native tribe to put it in a good strategic place. Mm-hmm. You know, like, so then some of them don't have casinos. Yeah. And, you know, at the end of the day, it's like all of the bad things that happen to the communities in regular, everyday American society happens tenfold to Native American people.
That's the next thing I want you to address.
And that's pretty much every statistic that you could bring up for any marginalized community is 5-10 times worse for Native American community. Yeah. I'm not saying that we got it worse. What I'm saying is it hits our communities even harder.
You got to remember that you're 2% of the population, number one.
So we know each other. When something happens to one of us, we know that person. Yep. Yeah. It isn't like you're in the inner city and there's a million of us in here and one person has an overdose or a suicide and you just didn't know their family. Oh, I didn't know who that was. Yep. Like, damn, that's fucked up. But, you know, okay, keep moving.
This is
no, in our community, this is like your brother, your sister, your cousin, your auntie, your uncle. These are people that you know. Yep. And when things happen to your community with people you know, it's even worse. Yep. The hope levels go way down. Yep. You know, the
suicide rates
just go way up because you don't have hope. I know hope is a messed up word because some people say you don't need the hope, you just need to do. And that's understandable too, because I get that point of view as well. But at the same time, this is where representation comes into play. Mm-hmm. This is where the mascots come into play. Mm-hmm. This is where what we see ourselves as come into play. And it may not have nothing to do with me wanting you to have a bad Sunday on NFL Sunday and fucking and just don't fucking have your traditions and your nachos and fucking wings and shit. You know, what I'm trying to say is like there's kids out there that's really killing themselves because of bullying, of issues like that, of how they see themselves to society or even if they live in the same house as their family. You're living on the res. Your mom, your dad lives in the same house as your grandma and grandpa, and then your uncles live next door, and your auntie lives next door to that. All your cousins live in all those houses. You all live in your house with your friends and your cousins and your... Nobody has done anything, never went to college, never got a job outside of that home life right there. Maybe one, maybe two.
Right. They're like the exception, not the...
You know what I mean? And so you don't see a reason to give a shit to go to school.
Right.
You don't see why. I can just do what dad does. Mm-hmm. I can just do what uncle does next door. I can just do what auntie does. Yep. I don't have to go to school. Fuck that shit. Yep. You know what I mean? And there's no hope. There's no nothing on until we're doing what we're doing now. Like hopefully somebody sees this and like, oh man, the motherfucker's real shit.
That's the point.
You know, because at the end of the day, it's like I didn't have that. So that's what I'm hoping. Yeah. You know, I can at least help a little bit on that end. Yep. Because you know, fuck, man, it's fucking hard out there, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm not even a res kid.
Yeah.
I found out my res was a res just in the last few years with the McGirt and versus Oklahoma decision. And the Supreme Court recognized the original boundaries of the reservations within Oklahoma and all the tribes. And they told the state of Oklahoma that, well, did you ever make any agreements with any of these tribes to start building towns and cutting off all these different things? Like you're just taking it away. Mm-hmm. Like the reservation land started to dwindle on the map, like, right? But they never asked, and they never did any paperwork, and they never did anything as far as law goes. They just started to build towns. Mm. Supreme Court says, well, then it's all null and void. Yeah. Every town, every city limit, is null and void. You're on federal reservation land now.
Damn.
And okay. so
that's a win.
That's a win for us.
Yeah, that's big.
It's big. It's huge because it went from this little bitty speck of Oklahoma to half of Oklahoma turned back red.
Hey.
Right?
Okay.
It's half of the state is reservation again.
Yeah.
And the state of Oklahoma and all them, they don't like that. And
of course they're real upset.
And the thing is like a lot of people are, how's this gonna work? We're not going to kick you out of your fucking house, like we're not kicking you off any land. But the thing is all those land taxes and all that stuff that you've been paying the state of Oklahoma.
Bring that here.
That shit's supposed to probably going to be figured out some type of way. Yeah. Or whether we agree to be, tax exempt as Native American tribal members. Or I don't know what the agreement will ultimately be when they finally go to sit down and try to work the shit out. Yeah. But right now, Stitch don't want to work nothing out. He wants to reverse it. Point blank, appeal it, reverse the Supreme Court of the United States of America. Wow. I don't think you're going to have any luck at that, but you can fucking try, I guess. Yeah. They already shot him down last week with his last appeal. Stop appealing.
Yeah, let it go. Take the L.
Yeah, bro. Like
walk away.
Just shake hands with the fucking natives and fucking figure out law.
Yeah, yeah.
Cross-deputize tribal policemen and cross-deputize American and state and city police to be able to work together. Yeah. And I think that the Creek Nation is actually wanting to do that, as what I've seen. Yep. And the state of Oklahoma is not wanting to do that.
That's one of the next things I want to get to. And I'm sorry, we're going to get to these games, but this is so important content. Cool. Like, cool, not just content for myself, but everybody. So one of the other things that is a big problem in the Native community is the people that go missing.
Yes.
And
yes,
they're not found. They're not looked for. They're like...
Right.
And it's normalized because it happens so often. What the fuck? So again, it's my question. What the fuck?
It goes back to being on federal land.
Okay.
Right? A lot of these things, a lot of these abductions, a lot of these crimes, a lot of these domestic violences, these even murders are all committed on federal land, right? And so tribal police are stretched thin, as it is. Tribal police don't have a big infrastructure in some tribes. Trying to police a whole reservation, that square miles of hundreds of square miles of reservation, to try to police these things is very hard as well. You have situations where hitchhiking from one little small part of the res to the other part of the res happens a lot. You have these man camps that come in, and I call them man camps because that's what they are. They're camps with men that come in to work in the communities, whether it be infrastructure workers, construction workers, oil rig workers, any of these type of guys that come in out of state. We have them here in Iowa, windmill workers that come from out of state, and they'll sleep all in one big hotel room or whatever. Mm-hmm. Same thing, same idea out there. And so these bars are filled with these guys and these things like this, truckers, and these are the targets of human trafficking, Fuck. And so you have these people coming to your community, and at the end of the day, Native Americans are 2%, like you said, of the whole entire population. That just went up from last year. It was only 1.7% before that. Jesus. But the last few years we've been boosting up. I guess we've been in the bedroom a little bit more. I don't know. But we're trying to get some numbers. We're trying to get some numbers.
Yeah, got to.
So, but the point is like, with that being said, like, we are the most sought after in human trafficking because we are the most rare. Right, like we're the rarest.
Yeah.
So if you can find you a little Indian girl,
right,
like we need that one. And so these things aren't publicized either because they're on federal land. It's a touchy subject because you have where federal tribal officers cannot prosecute non-tribal members. Let me say it again.
Yeah,
federal tribal officers do not have the authority to arrest and arraign and try a non-tribal member.
So if somebody comes into your land like these man camps, grab a little,
or just has a
girl,
girlfriend and beats her up,
and then leaves. It's a wrap.
It's a wrap. So now the tribal police officer can call the local city he knows he's from. Like maybe there's a connecting city right there. Like, you know, hey man, we know fucking John Smith beat up, you know, Brittany over here on the res, man. We need you to arrest him and arraign him for domestic violence.
Yeah. How do they react to that? Or do they abide? Do they give a fuck?
That's the thing. There is no reaction. They're like, no, that's your problem.
Wow.
Or what is this? Is what is that? Like,
didn't you get him?
You don't have any proof, or maybe they was just arguing, or
it's outside of your
it's
jurisdiction.
outside. We can't do nothing. All these excuses, right? Yeah. And the only ones that can are federal officers, like actual FBI agents.
Yeah.
So, as a tribal officer, you call up the FBI. Hey, we got a murder out here. But he took off, and he's a white guy or a black guy from the city of whatever, and we know who he is.
And what's their reaction?
And they're like, well, maybe we'll deem it enough. We'll send an agent out. Agent out.
Like they're so spread thin. Like
if that even happens, bro.
Right, they might just say that shit and
nobody ever shows up. Right,
wow.
So you have mothers and fathers putting in missing children. And nothing happens. You know, you got people just walking home from school.
Yeah.
Some kids were sitting in their front yard. Mom doing dishes. On the res. Come outside and their kids are gone.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean? And what do? Who do you call? You call the police, and then they get there an hour later because you're so far away from the police station.
Shit.
You know, by the time they get the report going, that motherfucker could have been, you know what I mean?
Long gone.
Kids are dead and everything.
Jesus.
You know what I mean? So like, the thing is like, people don't understand the infrastructure that it has to be figured out, as well as like the understanding of Amber Alerts need to be fixed up and reassessed on what is worthy enough for an Amber Alert.
Yeah. Because
sometimes, you know, you got these girls that, they may have troubled situations in their family, troubled lifestyles, and they're dealing with stuff, and maybe they're just fucking walking from one school to the other, or walking home from school, get abducted. Oh, she ran away. Oh, she's with a boyfriend hiding out somewhere. She's not, you know. And by the time you get an Amber Alert, or you realize like this shit is real.
Oh shit, it's been a week.
Yeah,
motherfucker, they were gone.
They're gone now. Like, you know what I mean?
Fuck, man.
So it's like and again, I hate to keep putting it out there, but it's like, let it be a little white girl come up missing.
Man, we get that Amber Alert in the hour.
And it's like
she missed her bus, bro. Like, it ain't even that.
But it's like, man, like, they're literally finding women and people in landfills in Canada, Native Americans missing. They're finding, you know, children trafficked, boys, you know, it's insane, bro. It's insane. And you know,
does the jurisdiction, and this is kind of a fucked up question, but does it work in reverse too? Could you do something and then, all right, hey, y'all can't come over here?
No.
Or they can also have their way. So you do something now you have their attention. Now they're coming over here.
Right.
That's fucking bullshit.
That's
man.
it. So if you go over to their city and then so that's the thing. That's the misconception, because you always hear, well, you can do whatever you want on the res. Yes, you as a non-tribal member can do whatever you want on the res.
Wow. But they'll come over.
But if I go over,
you come rob a bank and go, I'm on the res. Y'all can't touch me. That's not.
I guarantee you, the feds will come straight for you.
Oh, motherfucker.
Then you have 20 FBI agents.
Oh, you're all fucking available now, aren't you?
You don't stole federal money.
Fuck.
You know, and so
Fuck.
that's where it gets fucking sticky and weird, man.
That's bullshit.
Because people have a misconception of what the res is. Like, a lot of people think we're all like, oh man, the Indians are like living beautifully on the res. That's where they want to be.
Yep.
Some of us are. Some of us are thriving on the res. Some of us don't need none of this contemporary shit. Right. Some of us are very much fucking happy with being right where they are, living off the land, living in their environment the way they want. They're fine. There's other ones that are living in a contemporary mindset, but living in poverty. Yeah. Like, they want to have a job, no jobs. They want to get sober, no sobriety.
That's the last thing I want to address on the dark side. Then we'll get into something more positive. But I also wasn't aware of the alcoholism and the gambling that is pretty much fucking forced upon y'all.
Man. I mean,
like,
at the end of the day,
oh, you got a casino, and then they'll put 3 or 4 liquor stores right next to it. Like when I went to Devil's Lake, they made it a thing where there's no drinking in the casino just because it's such a fucking problem within the community. Right. And it's kind of forced on you to fucking have a gambling addiction and alcohol because of the environment.
You know, at the end of the day, like, you got to understand where the alcoholism came from and that stereotype originated from. It was from the years of the boarding school children. You have Native Americans displaced from their original homelands in the first of the 1900s. You're putting them into desolate areas, and they're supposed to inhabit that area, and they're supposed to adapt to that area, however it may be. Then you have a situation where they want you to assimilate into American culture and American language, American religion, American ways. While you're still way the fuck out in the middle of nowhere, you're supposed to just fucking be, turn white all the time.
Yeah, be all you can be.
Right, all of a sudden you're just supposed to fucking just know how to live in America, So, play baseball and shit, you know what I mean? And eat a hot dog. So the thing is like, then that wasn't working, right? And we started to get messages across from reservation to reservation and talking about a dance called the ghost dance. It was supposed to bring our people back to its power of taking back over and rising up again. Yeah. The government got a hold of this idea.
Jesus.
And told us if we're caught dancing, and this is where the law came from. Just if we get caught dancing or singing or praying or any of these things as a big group of Native people, you will all go to prison. We'll put you away.
Real quick, that's how the city was named Devil's Lake, because the natives were celebrating, dancing, and they said, oh, they're worshiping the devil, and they changed it from the tribe name of the city to fucking Devil's Lake. Like, what? When I heard, I was like, that's the most bullshit.
So, within that, now you have these people that are kind of being rebellious natives, like they're dancing, they're singing, and they're wanting to come together and rise up. And this is when you have the boarding school initiative against the Native American children. They would come in and they would take your kids away from you and throw them into boarding school of all ages. From like 2 to 3 to 4 to 5, 6, 7, 8, all the way up to 18, 20, whatever, right? They're taking you in, cutting your hair off, putting you in this like stupid ass school shit uniforms and beating you until you speak English and punishing you until you speak English, and you pick a Christian name.
What year?
These were 1920s, 1930, 1940, 1950, 1960, 1970. All this time these happened. Now, with that being said, as the man and the woman of the home, you get all 5 of your children ripped away from you. Right? Yeah. You're told you cannot provide because they took your guns and your fishing rights away. They want you to become farmers. Right? They want you to become cattle herders and farmers and all this crap on land that won't grow anything. Yeah. Now your wife looks at you every day, and all she does is see her children that she doesn't get to see. She leaves you. what do you think that man is left with?
Depression, suicidal thoughts.
And so, if he weren't to pick up that bottle
right.
and survive that by just, you tell me I can't be who I want to be, and I will just quote John Trudell for this. You expect me and I can't be what I want to be. I can't be who I am, a native person, native human. Mm-hmm. You tell me I can't do that. And I definitely don't want to be you and right. what you want me to be. Mm-hmm. I'm just going to be until I'm just going to get through it.
Yeah.
And the only way I'm going to get through it is give me this fucking alcohol so I can forget about what just happened to me.
Yep. Yep.
Then we are the children of them. Mm-hmm. We have the power now to not have to choose that and still not be them and be who we want to be now. So without that drunk Indian, without that alcoholism in our lives, without that fucking part of the traumatic fucking disgusting shit, you wouldn't have natives like me that are ready to rise above this shit, ready to fucking take shit back, ready to help our communities, ready to help our children, ready to help our women, ready to help our men to be men, you know, to take care of our elders, our children, our women, and our women warriors to step up and take care of each other and our kids and to do it the right way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hell
and that is what all of this is starting to do. You know, music to TV to you know, again, hip hop is just one part of music, and I love music, whether it be country, rock, hip hop, classical, EDM, old techno, you know, whatever.
Yeah, I
used to. Man, look, I'm 40. I used to pop ecstasy pills and listen to fucking Alice DJ, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I've been there. I don't do it anymore, but I know. Yeah. I know the vibes. I've fucking listened to Korn.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And done drugs. And fucking got fucked up on all kinds of shit.
Yeah.
And I know what the consequences of all those things are as well.
Facts.
You know, drinking and driving, getting DUIs, domestic violence. I was a piece of shit, bro. I was a piece of shit, man. And people don't really understand that part. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, I've fucking been a bad person. I've hurt people. I've hurt people. And I've tried to say, you know, I wish and I regret a lot of the things that I did to people. I wish I could take that shit back because that shit is fucked up. I won't wish that shit on nobody.
Right.
At the same time, I was in a fucking mental state of don't give a fuck. Yeah. I was in a mental state of I didn't even care about my motherfucking self. Yeah. I didn't care if I lived or died.
They say hurt people hurt people.
That's exactly what it was. And so not knowing and not being able to understand why I was fucking dealing with the anger issues I fucking had, I was just projecting them onto everybody that didn't have shit to do with it. Yeah. And making them feel like shit.
I feel like that, and that's something we all can relate to coming from the 90s. It was, like you mentioned, like men didn't talk about their feelings and depression. We didn't know how to deal with the anger inside of us. And then, you know, coming in homes with single parents or single mothers, it's like we don't have a positive male role model to sit you down and say, hey, son, you know,
even
you're
the ones you
right
did
now.
have ain't fucking very positive.
Hell no.
You know what I mean? Even the male role models you had ain't no motherfucking positivity coming from none of them motherfuckers. Hey, like, motherfucker, what the fuck you doing?
Right.
You're like, shit, I don't know. What the fuck you gonna do today? You better get some money, boy.
Right. However you gotta get it.
You know,
and then
like,
down out doing
I guess I got to. So, you know, that's just the way life was, man. And now I'm able to hopefully raising my kids.
Hell yeah.
To understand a little better. I'm going through my own dad issues.
Yep.
I got kids.
Yeah, there ain't no manual for this shit.
You know, I got a 22-year-old. I got a 20-year-old. We got a 14-year-old, a 12-year-old, and a 9-year-old.
Yeah.
You know,
that's how we got to that 2%.
Yeah. Right. That's it.
Sten Joddi is responsible. He bring it all back.
I'm saying? And it's like, man, it's like I'm dealing with dad issues every day. You know, I'm still trying to figure out how to be a good dad and raise a 13, 14-year-old daughters and make the smart decisions on, you know, when they want to run away because they're getting punished for, you know, staying out too late or not listening to me for a certain reason or whatever. And it's like, you know, I might get a little frustrated with my kids, but then I have to sit back, look in the mirror and say, man, they're not doing half the dumb shit I was doing.
Yeah, exactly.
So I got to be like, dude, you got to be doing a little bit right.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit
definitely,
right. So it's like, I'm trying to stay humble always.
Yeah.
And always welcome humility.
Thanks.
I always tell people welcome humility.
Yeah.
Because without humility, then you think that you're above.
Mm-hmm.
You must be humiliated.
Yeah. I think the people misconcept that word. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, I don't want to be
humiliated me.
Like,
it's like,
bro.
shit, you need that, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you need that
You
to
were in
know
a
who
position
the
to
fuck
be
you are,
humiliated.
dog. Because that'd be the real you. That will be the real reaction of the real human you are when you get humiliated.
Facts.
There is no...
It's the realest moment you'll have in your life is being humiliated.
Exactly. Because there is nothing to hide behind.
Yep.
The veil has been dropped.
Yep.
The curtain has been opened. There is no screen or nothing there to, you know.
The wizard has been revealed.
Yeah, it's there. And I've always tried to be that ever since I learned that.
Yeah.
When I learned to somebody, and I've had hard conversations with cats, you know, that had told me that, and I thought they were coming at me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Are you trying to tag me, bro? You trying to get at me, dog? Da, 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 da. And I had that defense mechanism pop up, right?
Yep.
Because I was like, hold up, you don't know me. He's like, nah, man. So I had to have it broke down. You know, elders had to break it down with me, and they had to sit me down and like, look, son, you have to be humiliated to touch the earth. Yeah. You have to be down to the mud. You have to touch this earth. If you ain't humiliated in front of your human being self and how fucking ignorant and dumb and nobody you are, and you ain't nobody special, no more than what I mean is no more than anybody else, right? The creator doesn't have time to fuck your day up, bro. He's not out here searching for Joddi, going, you know what, I'm gonna make him stub his fucking toe today. You know what I mean? And just fuck up his whole day. Right?
Right.
The creator don't have time to sit around and mess up your day.
Yeah.
He's not out to get you.
No.
You know what I mean? If anything, he wants you to see what you can do for yourself and meet him 99% of the way. Mm-hmm. People say, you got to meet God halfway. No, that's a fucking lie.
Right.
That's a fucking lie. That's a preacher, bro. That's a preacher saying that shit, because then you get to church. He thinks that's halfway. Mm. That's a lie. Mm. You have to meet the creator 99.9% of the fucking way. Yep. All the time. Yep. There is no meeting anything fucking halfway. Mm-hmm. He gave you the fucking gift of life. That's his 1.1%. Yep. That's the rest of you. Motherfucker got to figure that out.
Everything else on you.
That's it. Because dude, you cannot sit here and think there's going to be some type of boost up.
No.
From some hand that's going to give you a boost up. Unless you make that relationship and you make those things where we're talking to each other, we boost each other up, we do these things, we boost everybody else up. That's different. Right. What I mean is there ain't no physical entity, no magical entity, no many amount of prayers, or no matter how many Hail Marys you fucking say. Yeah. There is no fucking peel, there is no fucking plan, bro. Yeah. It's go hard as fuck. Yep. And don't expect nobody to help you. Facts. Don't expect nothing in return. Yep. For at least 5 years if you're shooting for something that you ain't done yet. Yep. Facts. If you're just out of the blue going just start a business, don't expect a fucking thing. Yep. Maybe even 10. Yeah. Don't expect no money, no Benzes and no watches, and nobody. Everybody's gonna give you fucking shit. They're gonna say your product sucks, and your food is gross, and
they're gonna pay somebody more money to get a worse product of what you offer.
Right. and at the end of the day, man, all it is how long you're willing to put up with the bullshit to get what you want. Yeah.
Endurance.
For me, I got to a point where I had a lot of fucking talented motherfuckers around me, man. Mm-hmm. A lot of talented people. A lot of people I felt are way better than me. Yeah. It wasn't that I'm the best in what I do. It's that I never gave up in what I was doing. Mm. So if we're all started at the same starting line and we're all moving, and this one gives up, and this one gives up, and this one gives up, and I'm still doing this, I'm the only one left to look at.
Facts.
I'm not the best to look at. I'm not the top tier to look at because there's other motherfuckers, they just gave up, though.
Yeah, they walked away.
So now this is what you're left with.
Yep.
You know, don't be mad at me because this is what you're left with. If motherfuckers give up on themselves, I can't help that.
Consistency is key.
And I tell people that's why you have to look at the mirror every day. You have to be better than you the day before because there ain't no competition but the one you're working with yourself every day, man.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Boy, you done dropped so many gems this episode. Let me try to get you out this heat. We gonna have some fun here. We got a couple games. One is gonna be our top 5. The other this or that. We're going to get some answers. We're going to get deep with Sten Joddi, pause. But it's going to be dope. All right. The first thing I want to do, I want to talk to you about top 5. Like, before we get into that, Res Dogs just got FX. Right. So that's a huge deal. That actually circles back to what you're talking about, the representation on TV.
Right.
It's been on Hulu for the last it's 3 seasons now.
Right.
First 2 seasons, Hulu. So
on top of that, man, so the first season actually dropped on actual network FX TV now.
Okay.
And which is awesome because they actually gave us the network TV station. Yeah. Now it's like on your cable and you might just happen to pop it on. So before that we were on Hulu, which is great, and FX, runs all that, and it's a blessing, bro. It's
it's on your way to syndication.
Man, and it's definitely the new season is like touching bases on a lot of good shit.
Yeah,
a lot of good shit. Like I said, the episode 3 can touch base on some of the boarding school stuff that I was talking about.
Yeah,
and how we were forced to assimilate into this American culture that the American dream was put in a certain way, but it touches base.
Come to think, I got a insider question only you would know the answer to. Do you get to see the episodes before they air?
No.
Even the ones you're in?
No, I didn't get to see any of that, man. So I watched
even the ones you're in.
I watched it with you, like everybody else watches it.
What?
Yeah, man.
I figured you signed a NDA. What about season premieres? Do they?
So premieres, we got to go and watch the premiere.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's wild.
So we got to go watch the premiere in the first season. Me and my wife went out to my reservation, the Muskogee Reservation there in Tulsa. We got to watch it at the casino that we have. As Muskogee people right there on the River Spirit Casino. They hosted a big red carpet thing, and we got to go there. Then we got invited the next week to LA to do the premiere in LA. Okay. And that was dope. I got to perform.
Yeah. Hey, that's fucking sick.
On the roof in downtown Hollywood, man. It was dope. And man. I mean, it's been dope and putting me on. Shout out Sterling Harjo. And everybody on the show.
And they found you. You didn't audition.
No. Well, they wanted me to audition after they found me. But I didn't.
Yeah, you didn't just look
I was just like a fan, like paying attention, like in the background.
We about to get a show.
Oh, shit.
You about to be on that show.
I know. And
that's
I was like,
so fucking dope, bro.
Yeah. And I was like, man, so again, it's all to Taika Waititi and Sterling Harjo and the whole writers team and all them directors and, Sydney Friedland, she's the one that directed the music video. I mean, she had such a great time directing it, and I had such a great time doing the video. It's just dope, man. So if y'all's out there, go watch Res Dogs. 3 seasons.
Yes.
I think episode 4 just dropped. Y'all should go check that out too. It's dope, man.
Yep. I'm starting it. I'm on episode 3. I'm super excited to see you on the screen, man. And it's fucking dope. We'll get to the shout outs and stuff at the end. Let's get to these top 5 shows. So
we're going to do the 90s sitcoms.
Top 5 90s sitcoms.
Okay, I don't know if one of them mine's a sitcom, but I mean, it was definitely in rotation.
I'm gonna start with my number 5, and then we'll go with yours. And we give some feedback on why those were there, and go from there. So my number 5 in the 90s was the Wayne Brothers show. Did you watch that?
Okay, yeah. That was
Sean
a little
and
older.
Marlon?
That was a little older for me. I was probably getting in too much trouble, to be paying attention.
Yeah, it was
to
like
that.
the end of the 90s.
I think it was like the WB and stuff like that.
Yeah.
When they had that. It's not the CW. It was
yeah.
the WB,
Oh
right?
yeah. They done went through a couple rebrands. Since
Right. So yeah, the Wayne Brothers. Yeah. I definitely watched them though, but I was probably 19, 20 at that time. I was probably in my 20s. But
Okay.
Yeah. For sure.
What you got for your number 5?
All right, probably gonna go with Family Matters. I was a TGIF kid. I was definitely a watching. I loved Urkel. All that shit. You know what I mean? It was a goofy show, but definitely that.
Yeah.
What's your next one, man?
Yeah. So my number 4 is the and I think these all have a theme. It might be all black people. They might be all comedies, but the Jamie Foxx show.
Jamie Foxx.
That one?
Yes. Again,
shit.
that's what's up. So like I said, I'm 40, so that's definitely. Again, I was probably in my 20s, you know, watching those, but definitely watched Jamie Foxx show. For sure. Yeah. Weatherspoon, bro.
Yes.
Like, oh my God. The whole thing. All that, bro. You know, Broham. You know what I mean? Yeah. Mine was probably Hanging with Mr. Cooper.
Oh man! See, you watch, and I love that you watched the family oriented. Like you had a TV dad. That's how you vicariously was raised.
Right, and that's true because I didn't really have that at the crib.
Yeah, so your morals came, from Carl Winslow, Mr. Cooper.
Just watching these fools like, man, okay, that's how you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
I know where I'm at fucked up then.
Facts. I fuck with it. My number 3 is In Living Color.
Yeah. So my number 3 is Living Single.
Oh, I love that one too. That was almost in my list, but I didn't put it in there.
Yeah,
but
like
we'd watch. We'd watch Living Colored and Living Single.
Maxine.
Yes.
Man, I love that show.
That show, and that brings me back memories with my grandma. She cook a big meal, catfish, spaghetti. We'd all gather in the living room for like 3-4 hours, and we'd watch those shows in concession. It was the Family Matters, In Living Color, and Living Single,
so
all that shit.
Then like the next one that was right there is Roseanne, man.
Roseanne was
That's my
fire.
number 2 probably.
Roseanne was so fire.
I know she's got a lot of controversy lately, but you got to understand, as a native kid with no representation in the state of Oklahoma in the 90s, Roseanne was probably the closest I could relate to just being a poor middle class family.
Yep.
Dealing with
real problems,
real shit going on, fights at school, sex, jobs, money, alcoholism, the whole thing. Yeah. So even domestic violence. I think Jackie in one episode was going through domestic violence. Mm-hmm. So it was like, it was some real shit back then. Yeah. And so that was definitely up like my number 2.
Yeah. I don't want to shout out Roseanne. But,
right.
Like what she said was fucked up, and then like I looked at the picture of the lady that she called,
No.
I was like, damn, but where was the line? No, I'll just play. But yeah, I fucked with Roseanne back then. I couldn't put her on my list, but my number 2 was Martin. That shit was hilarious, just real. That Martin was everything, bro.
Yes,
so
dude,
that was my number 2.
I can't believe I forgot that.
But I'm gonna give you my number 1 though. Let's see where he is on yours if he made it. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. That shit hit all the spots.
You're right. Those two.
The comedy, the seriousness, the real life moments. Like Uncle Phil was my vicarious TV dad.
I feel that.
I watched the fuck out of that dude. Respected him still. Like
I feel that definitely 100%. Them 2 shows probably should have been there. Now that I think about it,
what you got as your number 1?
So you already named it. It's In Living Color, man.
Yeah, so that sketch comedy, that off the fly shit.
In Living Color was my, was definitely my window into hip hop and a lot of that too. Yeah. Like In Living Color brought the fashion, and the colors.
Oh, they had the fly girls,
and the hip hop and the all that, man. It's just all there, and it was just full of culture, bro. And I just felt, way back Saturday Night Live didn't get really much play.
It ain't doing it.
And even though I love Chris Farley and all that, like Chris Farley is probably my favorite Saturday Night Live comedian out of all of them. You know what I mean? I mean, you got your Chris Rocks and you got your, Eddie Murphy and all that, but that was before my time. But yeah, Farley was my shit, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And Jim Carrey.
Yeah, I love Jim Carrey.
It was In Living Color that brought me Jim Carrey. Fire Marshal Bill and Dysfunctional Family and all those things that was super funny, bro. Yeah, like that shit was super funny. So funny. Definitely, I probably should have put in Fresh Prince and Martin on mine because now that you said that they definitely had a lot on mine.
But I feel like your shows were more impactful. Like those might have shaped who you are as a man because they always had a message. So I was a bit younger when I was watching it, so I understood the comedy, but now as I rewatch this stuff as an adult, it's even funnier. Like, but back then, I was just getting introduced to everything. So, when the one things, like I said, Fresh Prince, I felt those messages coming in. When Will came in, why didn't he want me? I was also kid that didn't have his father, and I would have been in that. I think
that's like one of my biggest posts on Facebook still to this day is that meme where he's just standing there in front of his dad and it's like, why doesn't he love me or whatever? And I think that's still one of my most like shared posts that I've posted just because it is such a relatable thing across everybody. Felt that shit. Still feel that
whole
shit.
World.
You can watch it
even if you had a fucking dad, you felt that shit.
You can watch it right now and feel all types of ways. Bro.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So go over your top 5 real quick one more time. Just top to bottom.
All right.
Don't change nothing. Don't change nothing.
No, it was Family Matters, Hanging with Mr. Cooper, Living Single, Roseanne, and In Living Color.
Okay, dope. My top 5 90 shows: Wayans Brothers, Jamie Foxx, Living Color, Martin, and Fresh Prince.
Yeah.
Hey, okay. All right, now we get to the crazy game. That was that was a little fun game. We got a little insight on who you are. This is gonna tell us everything. The good, the bad, the ugly. We gonna have some fun. So we call this or that. And the way that this one works is I'm gonna give you 2 words, and it's usually like a 1 or 2 word answer that you gotta give. I can ask you to elaborate as many as I want. There's gonna be 30 questions, so you don't want to take too much time on everything. But you only get 3 elaborations. Okay. So use them wisely. If we get towards the end and you haven't used them, we'll go to the last 3. But you ready?
All
right. The first question on this or that. What's more important, to be humble or prideful?
Humble.
What's more important, streams or followers?
Followers.
I feel like you'll have a good answer that everybody would want to know. Right. Go ahead and elaborate on that one.
Followers. You can have millions of streams from people that don't really fuck with you. And if you want followers, you might have a organic, real fan base that you don't need to sell and get millions of streams. You just need that loyal fan base to listen to you over and over and over again.
Fucking with that. All right, here we go. We get a little crazy here. What would you rather happen? You cheat on your girl or get cheated on?
Oh. That's not a good one. That's not a good one.
That don't get me in trouble.
We'll be pleading the fifth.
If you were a drinker, I'd be giving you a shot.
The thing is, I could get killed or I could kill somebody.
I don't have that question on there.
Either way, no, that's the question you ask. Do you want to kill somebody or do you want to die? That's what you really ask.
Oh, shit. Oh.
Do you want to kill somebody or do you want to die?
Shout out to my editor, Chop Piece. We need that clip. So that's the real question. Moving on. What's more important? Who you know or what you know?
Who you know. I just feel because...
go ahead. Use one of them.
Because... I might not know every motherfucking thing, but I bet you I know somebody that does know what I don't know.
Facts.
And if I need to know, then I have to be humble enough to know that I don't know and find a person that does know.
Let's get it. Next question. I hope this don't get you killed too. What do you prefer or what do you recommend for the rest of the world? Monogamy or to be poly?
Well, monogamous right? It's
just one person.
Yeah.
Poly is, you got a team of wives.
That's up to the persons, but I would feel, for me, one person should be who you go out to search for. Now, it may take you many persons to find the one person.
Right.
I'm not saying that shit is easy or you may not ever find, but you also gotta be humble.
Yeah.
You gotta be humilitized down to understanding that we all can be loved somehow. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Somebody.
All right. You got one more elaboration left. Don't use it up on the easy question.
All right.
What's more important to you, honesty or loyalty?
Honesty.
Friends or business partners? Which would you prefer to have more of?
Well, I have more business partners than I have friends.
So you prefer more business partners or more friends?
Yeah, more business partners.
Okay.
Because
don't elaborate. Save it. All right. What's more important to you, street cred or business rep?
Business.
Okay. Would you rather have a tough relationship or have it easy being single?
Tough relationship all day.
Jordan or LeBron?
Jordan, of course.
All right. If you're in the dating world, what's more important to you? The woman has a low body count or more experience?
More experience.
Hey, numbers don't matter over here.
I mean, I'm 40, bro. What the fuck numbers give a fuck about numbers? You better know how to fucking take care of some shit.
Quality over quantity.
Yeah, you gotta know how to take care of some shit. Bro.
Let's go.
I ain't got time to be teaching your ass some new shit.
Speak to him. All right. Do you believe a man pays or go Dutch equal?
I like to pay.
Okay.
If my wife lets me.
Oh, okay. There you go. There you go.
If she's feeling some type of way, like she's like, I'm taking you out today, let's go eat, and then she'll pay. But
okay, I
usually just pay.
That kind of rolls into the next question. Do you think we should see more independent women or more equal partnerships?
I think that's a hard question.
Yeah, all of them.
So yeah, equality is only. I think it's just what each person is ready to give up or whatever, because independency is almost a falsehood sometimes, I think, because, we get into this idea that we don't need each other.
Yeah.
And I think that...
I don't need no man.
Not just that, but I don't need no bitch.
Right.
I mean? And I think we're both whack for saying that.
Facts. Because we're stronger together.
Right. I think we're both stupid for thinking that we don't need each other. Motherfucker, the world been going around millions of years. Your ass don't think we need each other. What the fuck you talking about? Come on now. Look,
I love that.
Shit.
Facts.
So I just feel like, if you find somebody worthy enough to put up with, so love is measured in the shit you're willing to put up with. Yeah. That's how I look at it.
I like that. I like that. That's a great.
How much shit
analogy.
You willing to deal with for this motherfucker?
Yeah.
You must really love it.
Yep.
Right. So unless you're willing to put up for the shit, then go find somebody you're willing to put up the shit with, and vice versa. Yep.
All right. So then, this gets it interesting. See, I might have to have your wife as a guest too. These are great questions for a couple.
Right.
All right. Do you believe in split bank accounts or shared?
Well, we both have a split bank account, but she knows everything in my account.
Okay.
We do it, again, business. Mm-hmm. I'm all about the business relationships. So in business relationships, it's better to build your credit separately sometimes.
Okay.
And so I'm trying to build my credit up. She's trying to build her credit up. We were thinking later in the future we get married, join forces and take over the world.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, right now we're just trying to level up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's right now it's strategic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But she knows every dollar I got in there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I don't really mind about knowing what she's got in there or doesn't have in there. I feel like, she does her own thing. It's cool. Like I don't really care.
Okay.
I just try to grind as hard as I can so I can make sure that we good on all ends.
Yep.
And then, she definitely grinds her ass off at work. So
that's fire.
We straight.
That's fire. Okay. I'll fuck with that. All right. We might have more relationship questions, but this might be the last one. Passwords. Are those private or shared?
Yeah, mine's open.
Really?
Yeah, like she can go to my phone anytime she wants.
And I imagine she's got to be pretty fucking strong and disciplined because you're on television like that.
No, it don't matter.
I know they're in the inbox. They're in the DMs.
No, so the really big misconception of all that is, bro, like, I'm so outspoken with my family and my wife. I'm so open book.
Okay.
I'm so
they know not to
out
disrespect
there.
that.
There is barely, if ever rarely, somebody go, hey, or like, I think I had one is, oh, I love you. You're so cute. Right. And this is like months and months and months ago. Mm-hmm. And, you know, at the end of the day, I just leave it at that because I have an auto reply.
Okay.
So my auto reply just be like, "Oh, thank you for blah 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 blah.
Appreciate the compliment.
Go to YouTube, check out my shit."
Yeah.
And so
hope I'm cute enough to get a couple streams.
So then, like, you know, I'll get another one in, and this will be for most of the time. It's from new fans.
Okay.
It's from new fans that just now know who I am.
Yeah.
Because then they'll come right back in.
Yeah.
Like a week or two later, I'm so sorry. I should not have said that. I apologize.
That's what's up.
I did not know you had a wife. Blah, 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 blah.
Damn.
So I don't really get that part. And
Okay.
I've never really been into it for that part of rap music and hip hop and big booty bitches and popping bottles. And I've never really gave a fuck about that part.
You can send the big booties this way. You
right,
know,
yeah.
If you want
I
to
will.
send a picture, don't even send it to him. You send it to me. Yeah. You know, let's be respectful.
You know what I mean? For me, it just was never. I never really and see. Also, coming from the community I come from, there's a different level, and I don't want to say it like that because I know. Everybody respects women in their own communities.
Yeah.
I just feel like in the Native community, we have this higher expectation of ourselves to have to respect our women on a different level because of the marginalized trafficking, sex situation who sexualizes us in the media.
You even mentioned how rare your women are.
Right.
Like
so
you got to protect them at all costs.
I don't really move in that direction.
I like that.
You know what I mean? That. I don't really move in that. I have daughters. I have a wife. So I don't even move in that capacity where you would see bikini girls in my music video, or you would see me pulled up in some Lambo with some girl with her bra off or some shit. Yeah. Like, you're not going to see me doing none of that.
Yeah.
You asked before we come on, do you mind if I have some liquor on the show and promote I said, I just don't promote that.
Yeah.
You know, that's unheard of as a rapper. As Sten Joddi, TMG Music, I do not want any inboxes from any alcoholic beverages. I do not sponsor any of that. I don't want any of that.
Yeah.
But for people who do, salute, get your money, do your thing. That's just not for me.
I love that. And that actually goes right to the next. I was going to say, I normally don't let people skip questions, but the next question is Patron or Henny. But out of like respect for you, like, you know, I do have a tequila sponsor. And I'm like, if you ain't drinking, I don't want to drink.
Right.
And I want to respect your brand. And then any other, like we talked about alcoholism being an issue in the Native community.
Yeah, I fight that shit every fucking single day, bro.
Yeah.
Of course I fucking want a beer.
He said, of course.
Of course I want to drink. Of course. You know, there's times of depression where I really want to fucking drink.
Yeah.
Are there times that I sit down for dinner or lunch and have a beer? Yes. Mm-hmm. Am I promoting alcoholism and let's go get fucked up at a party and get drunk? No.
That's dope.
No.
That's dope because it's so different from the hip hop community to
And so for me, if you want to invest in me on a product or something to push, you know, I promote the advocacy and the promotion of legalization of marijuana and medical marijuana and recreational marijuana.
Right.
So, you know, all aspects of that medicine, I am for. Only reason I am for these things, not because I'm just a fucking pothead, right? But it's because it saved me from depression. It saved me from suicide. It saved me from obesity. It saved me from unhealthy living. It saved me from alcoholism. It saved me, you know, again, you know, that medicine helped me personally. Now, I don't know about everybody else. I can't speak on everybody else and what everybody believes in their morals or whatever. But to me, marijuana is medicine. It helped me overcome back pains as a tattoo artist, hunched over people tattooing. As a overweight person that has lost weight, I used to be 350 pounds. So my back is tore up. Lower lumbar is tore up. So medical marijuana helps that. CBD gummies help that. It helps suppress the pains, and I don't have to be on Tylenol or Advils or Lortabs or hydrocodones or you know what I mean? Seeing doctors and doctors and doctors. So for me, I get away from the alcoholism by being able to, partake in the medicine.
That's fire. That's fire. All right, we still got like 20 questions to go. All right.
I'm elaborating.
Yeah. Sten Joddi gets the skips and the unlimited elaborations. I'm cool with it. It's great content, and I appreciate it. And good insight and advice for everybody going through everything and like putting in work in the music industry or just life changes. So I appreciate you, man. And this is another one I actually wanted you to elaborate on anyway. What's more important, shock value or repeat value?
Important as how? Like, what do you like?
I'd almost want to say, would you rather shock the world with Greasy Fry Bread and, maybe it's more memorable, or would you rather make a hit song?
So that's already happened.
Okay.
So like, I don't think, unless something crazy really, really happens again, I think Greasy Fry Bread is like the pinnacle moment in my bubble that popped up there. As far as like the mainstream world seeing me.
Yeah.
On a platform that big.
Okay.
Until I get past that.
Yeah.
Into something else.
Would you rather have another moment of that, or would you rather
let it be? I'm okay with being the Greasy Fry Bread guy for a while, I guess. But yes, I guess I would love it to be progressed into something else again.
Okay. You
know what I mean? But I both see both sides. I understand both sides because, I want to be a baller. That is such a memorable song that that'll be forever a classic. You know what I mean? And it's like me. It's like the Greasy Fry Bread thing. I think will be forever like a reservation classic now with anybody that cooks fry bread anymore anywhere. You know what I mean? And it's like that's the song you play when you're making fry bread in your kitchen. That's what I've been told anyway. You know what I mean?
That's fire. All right, I hope you've had both of these places. If you have, this is an important question to me: Pancheros or Chipotle?
Pancheros.
That's the answer?
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. We good. That's the only question with a wrong answer. You said Chipotle, that's the wrong answer.
I fuck with the tofu.
I
fuck with the tofu at the Pancheros.
That's fire. All right, this one's a good one, I think. Dave Chappelle or Eddie Murphy?
Dave Chappelle, bro.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Please elaborate. That was so quick. Over Eddie? Like that. Just like that.
Just because, man, like, I feel like Eddie went hella PG-13 for many moons. Many moons, and David Chappelle's always been
himself. Raw. He is true to his
He always just been raw. And whether,
he will turn down that money so quick.
And that's the thing. It's like, you can't be afraid to lose a job here and there. You can't be afraid to turn down a job here and there, for the respect of yourself. Yeah. And not allowing others to dictate what level of respect you will get. Yeah. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, to not really give a fuck what anybody thinks, like, of your art. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, look, I'll just be over here. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'll do something when I'm ready to do something. Yeah. And I think that scares a lot of motherfuckers, dog. That scares a lot of people, bro. Yeah. It scares a lot of people because people like you and me are here, and they can't come in here and turn us off. Right. Exactly. Right? Like, you can't call my boss and get me fired. Yeah. Because I am my motherfucking boss. Yep. You ever watch Dame Dash's interview? Dame Dash did this interview, and he got hella disrespectful, and I hated it when I first watched it, but he was on, I think it was like, what's that, Breakfast Club, and he had told the host, or it was Ebro or somebody, he was like, if you have a boss, that's your daddy. You can call that motherfucker your daddy. It's true. If you can't give your job to your kid, then you ain't shit. You ain't got shit. It's true. You have to own your own business. You have to be able to hand that to your child, or you're not a boss. Your boss is your daddy. You're a manager at the best. Yeah. You're a manager at the most. You're making money for somebody else and not generational wealth. You could have your own radio station.
Yeah.
Instead of working for somebody's radio station.
Yep.
You've created a platform that all three of them people on that Breakfast Club could switch and do something else that's called the Morning Club.
Yep.
And
and you're out.
All them other people and do your own shit.
Money.
You know what I mean? It's all your money now. You don't need to cut nobody in.
Yep.
And so that's where I'm at. Like, man, like, I'm done trying to please anybody. I'm just doing what the fuck I'm supposed to do in my own way, in my own journey. If I fuck up, please let me know.
Yep.
I will try to correct that shit.
Yeah.
But at the same time, don't make it, make it a constructive criticism. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Make sure you're trying to help me be better.
Don't just tell me
don't
that
just
ain't it.
Fucking that's the wow, you fucking trash, blah, blah, blah,
what
whatever.
could have been better? What didn't you like about it?
Like
what
help
didn't
me
appeal
grow.
to you and why?
Help me grow. Why am I wrong?
Educate me. Yeah.
Don't just say, motherfucker, you wrong. Like, damn,
that doesn't help
what
shit.
I do, though. Can you tell me what I did wrong?
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. So sometimes we are oblivious to the things we're doing wrong.
Yeah.
Because we're not looking at it from that perspective.
Yep.
So, you know, that's where I'm
That's
at.
dope. All right, I actually got a kind of rebuttal to the Dave Chappelle, Eddie Murphy, and I want your input on it. So, like, I can't remember the role, but Eddie turned down this huge role that made all this money, and then after that, he just started saying yes to everything. So, you know, that's got his legacy where he is. And then you got Dave Chappelle, like you said, he'll walk away. He won't take what's right for him. Where are you at in your career with, like, even acting? If you get offered some roles, are you just going to take them?
Some shit down.
That's crazy.
I've already turned some shit down because that shit was fucking weird to me.
What if it's not weird, but just not you? Like,
same. I'm not gonna do it. I mean, I'm such
okay, but where are you with challenges? Like, how far are you willing to go with something that makes
drama or something that's gonna make me a better actor or a in-depth character where I have some serious moments? Yeah, I'm down for that.
Okay,
you know what I mean? I'm down for that, but like, I don't know. So, okay.
Kind of throw out don't send me a script that says...
Well, check this out. So, I guess I can say it because the show is already out and it's moving into his maybe second season. I don't know. So, the show Idol with The Weeknd.
Yeah, I just finished that one.
So, I was supposed to be on that.
Uh-huh.
And they sent me a script. And the script was about this girl in jail. And I'm coming to visit her. And... I'm supposed to, I'm trying to find out where my baby mama's at in this cult that The Weeknd has built.
Ah, yeah.
And my baby mom's is in there, and I'm trying to get the baby out. I'm trying to get her out of the cult that he's got her under or whatever.
Yeah.
And so as I'm reading this shit was weird to me.
The whole show was weird.
And
I enjoyed it. It was definitely interesting.
So I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, it's interesting as fuck. That's the best way to...
So it gives you a premise. So it's like, yeah, this guy, he's a cult leader that owns a record company and a nightclub, and he has this artist, and he's pushing her, and he's got other artists under his belt that he's got kind of minions that kind of do their shit. And I was supposed to be an ex-artist that got out away from him because I knew he was fucking weird.
But the baby mama stayed.
With the baby, and I don't know where they're at.
Oh,
and
shit.
So when I figured that out,
I
was like, nah, I don't want to do that.
And what's wild is, like, maybe they wrote that role for you because that's not in the show at all.
Right.
So, like, it was like, hey, we either get Sten Joddi or we cut that scene altogether.
Yeah, I don't know because I haven't watched it or whatever. But
that's wild. That's
so
wild.
Then, like, they wanted me to do that. And all I could think of is, okay, so I was supposed to be in this cult. I'm supposed to be trying to get the baby mama out. Mm-hmm. There's going to be scenes where they're going to do flashbacks where I was a part of this fucking thing. Mm-hmm. I can't be in any
You don't
of that.
want that a part of your brand.
I can't be in any no devil worshiping. I can't be in no cult weird worship under the
show is definitely weird.
Right.
So,
I can't be in none of that weird stuff like that. And I wouldn't be. So I said no. They hit me back. Please, we want you to audition. We want you to audition. I said no, I don't want it. Please, one more time. They hit me up like 4 times, man.
The role literally was written out, and I bet it's because you didn't take you know. Sometimes they write these scripts with a certain person in mind, and if they don't take the role, then we don't even do the part. So that's amazing. Yeah. Damn. Okay. All right. Dope. All right. We still got like 18 questions left. All right. This is one of my favorite ones, and I may know your answer. Jamie Foxx or Will Smith?
Oh, Jamie Foxx.
I thought it would have been Will.
Yeah. I love Will, man. He definitely definitely paved a lot of fucking way for a lot of people, and even the show and like all that shit. But Jamie Foxx, though, you know, I like him because he went from In Living Color.
You watched this come up, bro. Like all of that. Like you saw that motherfucker thrive.
Yeah. So like
from like an extra on a show to the star of a show. His fucking music's fire.
Then all of a sudden his music start popping.
The fucking movies was getting better.
It was insane, bro.
Yeah.
So like I just look at it like that. Like Will Smith to me was just a generation older than me. When
he started as a star when you were introduced to him.
Right. So he was already like the rapper that parents don't understand and shit.
Summertime,
so he was already kind of like doing his rap thing.
Yeah.
But when I seen Jamie Foxx in Living Color,
like damn, I like this dude. He funny. He gonna be something.
Music. He started doing all this other extra shit. I was like, what the fuck?
When you call Leo shot, like he's gonna be something. Just that's why Jim Carrey's like been my favorite white actor forever because like watching where he came from, and even when he gets awards, he give shout outs to the Wayne brothers for putting them on, and just seeing how he progressed. And motherfucker had 3 #1 movies in the same year.
Yeah,
and like,
crazy.
I just love watching somebody's beginning and seeing this is where you were, watch where you're going. So, all right. Got a few more. And if ever you want to get out of this heat, you just answer these questions fast.
Oh, you
good. Cat Williams or Kevin Hart?
Oh. 2 different answers, I guess. Kevin Hart because he's funny, but Cat Williams because he keeps it real.
Ain't mad at that. Ain't mad at that.
I don't know because they're both very impactful, funny people.
Yeah.
To this whole shit.
Okay.
Of course, Friday and Money Mike and all that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This was before his stand-up, but then his stand-up came out and it was like Cat Williams was killing it there for a while.
I think his stand-up is still better than all of Kevin's.
Yeah,
And then Kevin's made some shitty movies. Like
right.
But he's got a couple good ones.
What I think makes Kevin funny is like the funny realism.
Yeah, when he's himself.
When he's just talking
but the
about
role
his family,
is himself.
Right,
I love him as Kevin Hart. But like when he tried like the action shit, come on, little like nah. Yeah, you living out your dreams. I respect that.
Right.
But this wasn't. Go ahead and let The Rock take that role, bro. Like, come on. All right. This one I definitely need you to elaborate on. Do you prefer to overplan or go with the flow?
Go with the flow.
Why?
I'm just.
And what's wild is we had a meeting earlier, and you were so like. I it's not that I had any low expectations, but like you just out-businessed me. Like, oh my God, this motherfucker came so prepared and like you have a vision and it was so easy for you to convey that vision to me that I see the vision in details. Like, so I feel like you're a great planner.
I don't plan it.
What?
Me and him came up with that shit when we was driving over here.
Get the fuck out of here.
And it comes like that. It's almost like when you hear a beat and it just starts happening.
Yeah.
And you just start writing like, oh man, did you plan that 16-bar verse you just wrote in 15 minutes? No, I didn't plan it, but that shit sound planned.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might sound planned, but I just wrote that shit. Let's get it in. So that's just kind of how I feel about a lot of things. Just like we were sitting there talking, man, and it's like, even how we were talking about the extras, we have, an idea to do. Just let it be, man. It ain't got to be anything. I take the stress out of shit. So then it doesn't seem planned. So maybe it is a little planned, but I don't make it seem planned because I try to take the stress out of making it a plan.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I'm native, bro. And we fucking are on Indian time, bro.
Hey, didn't even know. See, they say that people that are late are happier.
Well, I get there when I'm supposed to be there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so at the end of the day, it's like, man, I try. So anywhere I've ever went, any community, especially Native communities, man, and we go in and they have like this event planner and there's like this itinerary and we're supposed to be like on stage at 3 and then we're going to do the meet and greet at 4 and we're going to do this at 5 and we're going to do that shit never works out.
They do all that.
That shit never works out, bro. So I go in all the time. I just tell them, look, you just put me where you want me.
Yeah.
When we get through all these kids,
yep,
or we get through everybody, then we'll move to the next spot and we'll go ahead and do the show.
Nice.
And it'll end when it ends.
Yeah.
You know, I might fuck around and talk like this. I don't mean to.
Yeah.
But this is how I talk to the crowd in between songs and shit.
Yeah.
Like 10, 15 minute fucking speeches I didn't even mean to have to make. You know what I'm saying? That shit was not planned.
Facts. And that's dope because like you just real with it. Like these aren't, you're not giving me politically correct answers or what sounds like the right answer. Like these are straight up. Yeah.
I mean, just don't go to a Redskins game.
All right. Do you prefer text or phone call?
Text. I've switched over the years. I used to want phone call. I used to want the voice.
Yeah.
I've gotten to the point where again I like to take the stress out of it.
Yeah.
And text is just straight to the point. Like, yo, let me know when you're coming. You pulling up. I'll be there. This is the date. This is what I want as a tattoo. This is when I want to be there. It's how big I want it. I don't want to get into all this extra, like how you're like. Look, man.
He's about to say, how's your day going?
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. Do you really give a fuck?
Right. Look, man. Look, we as people.
What's the weather like? It's hot. What's that?
As energy goes, we give off energies, right? And I've learned over the years that you cannot allow energies to come into your fucking bubble. And the way we accidentally allow energies in is we ask stupid questions like, "How are you doing today?" Or "Are you doing all right?" Or "Hey, what's up? What's good?" Or da da da. Simple ways to get away from that is like, "Good morning."
Yeah.
That doesn't offer you to tell me shit about your shit.
Yeah.
Right? Like
it's not an exchange of energies besides me throwing something positive
because some people may be going through some shit you didn't even know they was going through, and this could be at the fucking gas station, bro.
Yeah.
For no reason. The lady's like, "Oh, you having a good day? Yeah, how about you?" "Oh, fuck, shit's fucked up. I fucking man fucked around on me. My kids don't listen. Fucking dishes need to be done." Like you offered to ask her or him what is going on in your day. Yeah. So when you gotta watch out for those energies. Damn. You gotta watch out.
Okay. All right. Kanye or Jay-Z?
Oh. Biggie. if we're going northeastern rappers,
it's one or the other.
Yeah,
you get one, the other one dies.
I guess Jay-Z.
You guess. It's not a confident Jay-Z.
Well, Kanye did some good shit.
He did,
but Jay-Z, he did some great shit too.
Facts.
So it's like not only just in music and not only just in hip hop, but like as a businessman, Jay-Z has, and so has Kanye. But at the end of the day, like Kanye on some wild shit sometimes.
Yeah, facts.
And I'm not
he
saying
said so, Jay.
I'm not saying like he doesn't have some legitimate fucking.
There's some substance to it.
Yeah, you know what I mean. But at the same time, it's like man, I just feel like he was hanging around them too long, bro.
Yeah,
he got all kinds of weird
too deep in Hollywood,
all kinds of stuff. So yeah.
All right, we down to about the last 12 or so. All right, pick one to travel to, L.A. or New York.
Oh, New York.
Real quick.
I already been to New York, been to L.A.
Yeah, and it's New York. I've been to both, and it's L.A. for like New York is fast paced. It's not very clean.
So is L.A. to me, man. L.A. is crazy wild to me. New York though. So you mean New York City or just New York?
New York.
New York City.
Well, I guess New York City because
right.
LA's
so I haven't been to New York City, but I've been to New York. Okay. I've been to Buffalo. I've been to Niagara Falls.
You haven't been to Times Square?
I haven't been to Times Square.
Oh, okay, that's the experience.
Right. So
and it's definitely dope to visit, but
right.
I couldn't live there. All right. Windows or Mac?
Oh, well, I have Windows computer and I rock an iPhone.
So Windows on the computer because the next question is iPhone or Android.
Well, yeah, iPhone for sure.
But Windows on the computer.
Yeah.
Have you used a Mac?
I haven't paid for a Mac.
Oh yeah, they want everything. They want every penny, every accessory cost. So you want a power cord?
I get those. I get those gamer PCs.
Oh, okay.
Those high
and that does everything you need for the studio. Nothing slowing down. You don't have to replace
it. Glitching or no shit.
Okay, I fucks with that.
So it gets a really high RAM.
Okay.
Trying to play those online games.
I fuck with that. One thing I mentioned earlier, I'm a big wrestling fan, so I need to know. There's no right answer to this one, but Stone Cold or The Rock?
Ooh. Well, I mean, The Rock. Just out of default.
Okay.
You might see that motherfucker around, so you better just say, yeah, The Rock. I I don't know how many times I might run into Stone Cold Steve Austin or not anymore. Right. But The Rock's still moving around.
Exactly. We might need that connection. All right, Johnny Depp or Robert Downey Jr.?
Robert Downey.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Real quick.
Sorry, but fuck Johnny Depp. Fuck Johnny Depp.
Why is it fuck Johnny Depp, bro?
Bro, like, you know. They're going to come after me, bro.
Oh, we need it.
But I don't give a fuck. You know, at the end of the day, man, like, you know, he's a pretendian.
Oh, damn.
He's told that he had native blood somewhere.
Yeah.
Then the Comanches, salute to them. There's nothing on them. But
right.
they gave him like an honorary adoption paper saying they honor him as an honorary Comanche. And this was right before Disney did their fucking Tonto movie shit.
Yeah.
And so it was almost like he was looking for the bus pass to play the native.
Yeah.
And he got it. And, you know, and I just ain't, it just kind of put a sour taste in my whole mouth. Because there's so many awesome Native American actors.
Without opportunities.
That could have played that.
Yeah.
He already got Jack Sparrow, bro. You already part of Disney, bro. Can you let a real native be a native, bro? Can you let a native be a native, bro?
Facts.
You know, they don't have to be me. You don't need Sten Joddi next to Tonto or fucking the Lone Ranger.
Could have been, though. Could have been.
I mean,
should have been.
Should have been somebody else. You know, I mean, I feel. So anyway, yeah. So,
okay.
You know, Robert Downey Jr., bro. That motherfucker is like the epitome of my life, you know, fuck up from the start, fucking go to jail, fuck it up, be addicted on drugs and alcohol, fuck some more shit up, fuck up off all kind of shit and come back and be everybody's motherfucking hero.
Let's go!
You know what I'm saying? You know
That's
what I
the
mean?
clip.
You know what I mean?
That's the clip, chop piece.
You know what I'm saying?
Shit.
Like, you know, come back and every kid wants to be him.
Yeah.
That is what's happening. You know what I mean? That's how I want my story to end.
Hell yeah.
Or to begin or to level off of or whatever the fuck. You know,
it's gotta be part of the story.
All this fuck up shit and then all of a sudden everybody wants to be me.
Yep.
Like damn, I didn't mean it that way, but shit. We superheroing.
I love it. I just got a few more. Do or Die or Bone Thugs?
Oh shit. Well, I'll have to go with Bone Thugs just because on the fact that like they accomplished more in their music, I feel, than Do or Die did. Just as far as not just accolades, but like who they impacted and how much they impacted the culture and then how much they impacted other rappers.
Yeah,
they had Biggie take the whole flow. That's how much they impacted Biggie. He had to go home and write the shit.
Yep.
Come back and try to match the flow.
Yep.
Because that's not Biggie's flow.
Right.
At all. And same with Tupac. Tupac had to come in that motherfucker and they ripped it up. They did both with both.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So they did shit legendary before it was legendary. You know, so I have to go Bone Thugs before Do or Die.
Okay.
Although Do or Die has a place in in hip hop history because it's like they did the fucking Twista and Twista come with them and you know the whole situation. Man. You know, riding in the backseat of my caddy.
Hey,
you know? So that was my shit.
Hell yeah.
Rolling blunts back then. You know what I mean?
Speaking of Twista or Tech 9?
Oh,
I definitely
Twista,
want you.
bro.
Really? Real quick with the twist.
Yeah, because Tech 9, although, again, like Tech 9 is a very big businessman. Mm-hmm. He has figured out the independent game with him and his buddy, and they fucking really went super hard. Mm-hmm. And they created the whole thing. I just feel Twista set the bar for like if we're just comparing fast rappers. Okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
legit.
Twista set the bar above Bone Thugs, I feel. Mm-hmm. Like if you're gonna go like who's spitting the most legible lyrics. Yep. Like you know what they're saying exactly. Yep. And what point they're going to get off of. You don't have to have a deciphered person or the artist to sit down and say, this is what I was saying. You know, because Busy can go so goddamn fast, you don't know what the fuck he said. And so with all them other Bone Cats, man. They're so quick. And they are spitting some shit. I couldn't catch it all.
I can't repeat the shit.
And so I feel like Twista mastered you being able to actually hear those words.
But also do his thing.
Right. And so There's just different things I look at.
What do you prefer, education or field experience?
Field experience, because you will be educated.
Well, that's a way to give both, but no.
Right, you will. Like, if you want to know how to fucking weld, like, yeah, you can sit down and read a book about welding, but you're not going to know how to weld unless you get out there and fucking learn it.
Yep.
And then you will be educated at the same time.
Facts.
So, I say field, like, get out there and learn it. Get out there and figure it out.
Yep.
Like, you ain't going to know how it is to talk to every person unless you go to Walmart trying to sell your CD to every person.
Facts.
You ain't going to know how to have customer service.
Yep.
If you don't figure out how to have customer service.
Yep. Facts.
Nelly
or Ludacris?
Ooh, Luda.
You almost said Nelly.
Yeah, because I liked the beginning of Nelly's career.
The country grammar.
I like the beginning of Nelly's career, and I didn't really kind of like the whole Saint Lunatics thing after Air Force Ones and all that. Kind of just, I wasn't really into it as much. Luda though, Luda's came consistent with records and hits, man, and movies and being good and all those things. Yeah. So it's like, I just feel like Luda is stepped his game up. Again, these are all just my stupid ass opinions that have nothing to do with any of you dope ass rappers.
Right. We're still ready to work. We're still down to collaborate,
One of you. You guys are all my fucking heroes.
Speaking of these guys, you'll probably take a beat or production from both of them, but if you had to pick one just off the whim, your opinion right now, Dr. Dre or Timberland?
Timberland.
Real quick.
Yeah, because Timberland helped Dr. Dre on some beats.
Okay.
And
now, that's also not limited to beats, like impact in hip hop.
Bro, like,
it's still Tim?
It's still Tim because, I feel like he has a more grasp on an intimate sounds.
Okay.
Like some intimate sounds. Like he really feels the music when he hears the music.
I watched this Dr. Dre, he is the music.
Right. I feel like Dr. Dre is more of a analog, like this sounds good.
Yeah.
No, that don't sound good. And it's kind of like, let's take that out. Let's put this in.
Yep.
And it's more like, I feel like Timberland is more of an organic person.
He's hands-on.
He's like, wait a minute, let me hear this.
He is the beat, bro. Like,
right.
So, literally
I feel like
shit with his mouth and then playing it over.
I would feel more nervous and more, I don't want to say scared, but more nervous being in the studio with Dr. Dre, trying to perform at a level I feel he would be satisfied with.
Yeah.
And me being in the studio with Timberland would be more of a homeboy, let's have fun tonight and make some good shit.
Yeah. And let it naturally happen.
Instead of going from it would almost feel like this is a job interview to this is a kick it and let's make some music.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I don't know Dr. Dre.
I've read about Dre. I read one time he had I read one time he had Eve say the same word for 4 hours in a row.
Right, and I still feel like, man, bro, like I can't be if it's not fun.
Yeah.
Like I understand you're Dr. Dre, bro, and I probably do it. I'll probably sit here for 15 hours and do this shit.
One word.
But I tell you what, I won't be having fun.
Yeah. Facts.
You know what I mean? And it'll be more like a job. And which understandable, this is a job, but that's like telling a basketball player don't go have fun shooting hoops, man. Yeah. Like, I know it's a job.
Right.
But I'm about to go out here and slam on his fool and laugh at him. You know what I mean? And have fun. So it's like, that's, I guess, I don't know.
I feel you. All right.
I'm glad you didn't say Khaled.
Yeah.
DJ Khaled.
Nah, he's not.
I was like, that's not even a producer.
He's not on the list. Ed Sheeran or Justin Bieber?
That's a good one.
Yeah, I was going to say, are you in debate because
they're really good singers.
Okay, good. Because some people are like, I don't fuck with them white boys. Like, no, they're
good singers.
As fuck.
They're good singers. Only thing I have a problem with is, I would say Ed Sheeran is just, I have an issue with the whole TLC thing.
What's the TLC thing?
So, like, the song Scrubs is the same. He used the same thing from Scrubs.
Did you see his court case where he showed, like, all the different songs that had the same chords as each other to get out of that one case?
Right. That might have been it. And hey, man, you can show all what you want.
He said, I know what I heard.
But I heard it.
I know what I heard.
I I hear him all the time. And all
You're not gonna get me.
I hear it all the time in all the new music.
Yeah.
I just heard Mickey, you're so fine, you blow my mind, hey, Mickey. In one of these new songs that one of these new girl artists has got out right now.
Yeah.
It's the same vibe.
It's a cycle.
And there's all different lyrics, all different instruments.
Yeah.
It's the same motherfucking shit, bro.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I'm just old.
Yeah. Facts.
That's how I feel.
I'm the same way. Like I'm that guy. Oh, I've heard this. Oh, we're doing Maria again.
I'm cool with remixes. I'm cool with using inspiration from other songs. I'm
Sometimes
cool
you
with
gotta
sampling.
Let the original fucking live.
I'm cool with sampling. It just needs to be done the correct way.
Bro, if I hear that Fuji sample one more time, and that was even a sample too,
right.
Ready
That's
or
what
Not.
I'm trying to say.
But even
that's what I mean. So I feel like okay, that Elton John song. That what's her name? They both redid it. They're singing it now. Tiny Dancer.
Yeah.
So they got it out now. It's redone in an EDM form. It's got like techno vibes to it. It's got the whole Cher vibe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it has the original artist on it.
Exactly. At least pay some
At
fucking
least
respect.
bring motherfuckers up on it.
Yeah.
You know, I kind of got salty. So they had the Celebration song with Tyga and Chris Brown and all them cats was doing the Celebration. You know what I'm talking about from Bone?
Yep.
I was waiting to see Crazy Bone or Busy on that motherfucker. Yeah. Them at least just chilling in the fucking lap. Just chilling in the video.
Yeah.
No, well, none of that.
Yeah.
And that's what kind of hurts me.
Same.
It's like, why didn't all
you're
you dope ass
my
rappers?
fucking childhood too.
Why didn't all you dope ass rappers that got millions of dollars on your fucking neck fly out
bro.
Bone Thugs to come and sing the hook for real for you?
Man.
Just to come to sing the hook, put you on the hook, show homage to you. We all gonna get on this. Y'all do the hook. Yep. We won't have to sample it.
Yeah.
You could come in and record the shit.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Facts.
Like re-record it. Do it for us. We'll pay you all cool fucking 100,000.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like put some money in their motherfucking pockets. Like, bro, I've seen these cats out in Tulsa doing shows still. Yeah. I'm out here shaking hands with Bone Thugs and shit too. Yep. They're still out here on the grind doing their shit. So it's like, yo, man, like, come on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, what's her name? Put Elton John's ass on there. Eminem even brought Elton John out.
Facts. He done dissed the motherfucker.
So goddamn, he done had a fucked up ass track, and he be saying all kind of fuck shit.
I swear.
I'm just Big this fact. Little old Indian from Oklahoma. I don't know.
All right, I think we got 6 more.
Let's go.
Justin Timberlake or Bruno Mars?
I'm gonna have to say Justin, just because he stayed true to the culture. He fucked with Timberland. Timberland's like always fucked with Justin, and you know, I just feel like he's always kept it real.
Himself,
kept it real with himself. He hasn't been trying to be too this or too that. You know what I mean?
No shots fired at Bruno.
Right, Bruno though, you know, I just feel like he be stealing shit too. He be stealing hella beats. He be stealing hella vibes from like 6 different bands.
We changed this man to Sten Joddi. He taking shots today.
I don't know. I'm not trying to say it. I just hear it. You know, I hear like 5 different songs in that Cardi B and his song that they
Oh yeah, I mean, as a
DJ,
I actually enjoy it because I get to play like Poison and ABC
8
Boys
different
to Men.
songs to that
Exactly.
Same beat. You know what I mean? So it's like, right. And I feel like Bruno Mars's producers and the people he's worked with in the past, they know what they're doing. You know, and salute to him for getting money. Get it, bro. Fuck it. I don't give a shit. I just feel like Justin is what it is. Justin is an original artist. Look at him like he goes in.
Got that from, he's himself.
Timberland ain't dropping Justin no beats he's recycled.
Facts.
Timberland, everything Timberland fucking with Justin, bro. He getting all
Timbo.
Originals.
We need that beat. Shout out to Timberland.
Yes,
Post
Timberland.
that clip. Okay. I feel like I know your answer to this. You might surprise me. Punctuality or perfection?
Perfection.
Yep.
I'd rather you be late and be perfect than be
on time
there and be fucking up.
Easy enough. All right, this was a fun one. Would you rather deal with a smart ass or a dumb ass?
A dumbass.
Please elaborate.
So if a dumbass knows he's a dumbass, at least he's ready to fucking ask a question.
Okay. Smart ass think they know the answer. Be wrong to the motherfucker, but still got an attitude.
Well, you just go to fucking everything up because you think you know shit, and you just fucking turn the wrong button on, motherfucker, and you just fucking shit all up. What the fuck is you doing, man? I told you go in there and turn on the air. You went in and start pushing buttons, bro.
It turned the electricity off.
Man, the shit done shorted out. You got us in here. What the fuck?
That's fucking great. All right. Last couple questions. Chris Brown or Drake?
Chris Brown. I like Drake. He be on some bars, but Chris Brown is just, again, he's another person that's authentic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then, so I seen something the other day, said, do you have ghostwriters? And they're like, well, Drake has ghostwriters. And Chris Brown like, I got ghostwriters. I don't give a fuck. He was like, I don't give a fuck. He was like, you can write that shit.
Can't sing it like me, though.
You cannot sing it like me.
You will not do that shit like me.
I salute to that because he's a singer, not a rapper.
Yeah.
Right? And singers have been taking songs from people that write songs since the beginning of songwriting.
Yep.
And they're songwriters for a reason, and they're singers and artists for a reason.
And maybe I'm just old school, but I really don't respect rappers that have somebody else writing their bars.
And rappers, bro, I feel
that shit gotta come from the heart. It gotta come from somewhere. Like, I get you can fabricate or exaggerate. I'm cool with that. But like, just telling another man's story like it's yours, and like that came from his. Like I don't know.
So for rap, I think is on a different playing field than any other genre of music, and the expectations of a rapper are different from any other genre of music. Any other genre of music is okay with you redoing a song, reworking a song, or somebody else's verse, or songwriters coming in, a country song, a rock and roll, any of those pop stars, they all got songwriters. For rappers, we are sitting on our chairs ready to hear your story.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If it isn't your story and you're just a rapper, I don't there's no substance for me to care about your raps. If I find out that you aren't telling your story, this is somebody else's experiences, this is somebody else's issues. Yeah. A singer, I don't know. Maybe that should be the fucking level of fucking expectations for everybody in the music industry. I don't know. Yeah. But I just feel like rappers, it's because it's coming from something that only that person can explain.
Yeah. Facts.
So from that point of view, I don't know what it's like to be a gangbanger from LA. or a person from Detroit, or a person from Chicago, or a person from Miami, or a person from Tulsa, Oklahoma, unless I hear somebody talking about what happens in LA, or Chicago, or Miami, or New York, or Tulsa. Yeah. And if you're telling a story about that area and you're not from there, or that's
be on that ass,
or that's not even your fucking
you might
story.
Get checked.
You know what I mean? You might get yourself in a situation where it's like 50 Cent and fucking Ja Rule, where you're rapping about shit that ain't got to do with you.
Yep.
And there's another motherfucker that got shot 9 times because of the shit you rapping about. There's real people out here that don't give a fuck about your rap career, bro.
Facts.
And if you're out here rapping about shit that you don't know nothing about just because it was cool to fucking be on a video or sell it, there's going to be people out here that will take the shit serious, bro. They don't give no fuck about no rap, no studio, no microphone. They don't give a fuck about none of this shit, bro. They'll fucking put it in your ass, man.
Facts.
And I'm not going to be the one. So
right.
You ain't going to catch me fucking slipping and saying I'm this or I'm that or I'm something I'm not, man. Yeah. Like you definitely better understand I keeps the tool with me. But you also got to understand I have a family.
Yeah. That shit's for protection and for bullshit.
I have respect for my community, my people, and I have a lot more at stake than just my street respect or credit or some shit that other people take to the grave, and it means way a lot more. So I'm not going to put myself in them streets like that. Now, I'm in them streets. I might tattoo the homie that fucking... runs every fucking thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? We have big conversations.
Yeah, yeah.
But I'm not in it. And he know I'm not in it.
Yep.
And I'm a businessman. I'm a father. I'm a husband.
Yep.
But I know goons. We got wolves in the mud.
Let's go.
I know real wolves doing real wolf shit. And, you know, that's the difference. It's not a facade. So when you hear me rapping about shit, that's fucking real shit.
Yeah.
It's real shit. There's real people dying out here. Ain't got nothing to do with drugs or corners or none of that. It's got to do with society, police, and fucking issues. You know what I mean? Real issues.
Yeah.
And so them are my music, and that's what I put out there, and that's what I'm trying to fucking get heard, is the unheard story of a Native American coming up in this fuck ass country.
Let's go.
I love it. I love this country. I just don't like the way the fuck the shit is ran.
I hear that. We got 3 more. They
Let's
might
go.
get easier. They might get harder. We'll find out. That's a fun one. Mario or Sonic?
Oh, Mario, man.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm a fucking Mario kid, dude. First Nintendo. You know, this is you know, and then you know, 007 first person shooter, you know what I mean? So Call of Duty ain't got shit on, GoldenEye,
come
bro.
on now.
So it's like that's where I'm at. You know,
Okay.
I was like probably 8 when Nintendo came out.
Yeah.
I had to go and like to the rich family down the street.
Yeah. That shit's crazy. All right, Beyonce or Rihanna?
Oh Lord. Well, Rihanna did her thing at the Super Bowl.
Pregnant
I ain't
as
gonna
hell.
lie. She did her fucking thing.
Yeah. And I heard she had to pay for it herself.
Beyonce, you know, that's fucked up, but you know, I've had fucked up situations, you know, with Beyonce, but I love Beyonce.
Yeah.
I love Beyonce. I love what she's done. I love all the music she's had, all the success she's had, and all the people she's impacted. And you know, but Rihanna, man, she's killing this shit, man. I mean, Jay-Z made a good choice on signing her back in the day, and you know, putting her on, and she makes some shit. You know what I mean? So
Rihanna.
I don't know. As I say, Rihanna. I fuck with Rihanna.
Okay. Last question. You will need to elaborate. Michael Jackson or Prince?
Michael Jackson.
Real quick.
Yeah, Prince is amazing. Prince is amazing. I guess, you know, Michael Jackson, just because I grew up with him.
Okay.
As, you know, my mom always had him on, like, even the old shit, like the fucking ABC.
Yeah.
Yeah. She had, like, the old VHS.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yep.
Like, and so, like, I would watch that, and then, like, then he came out with Thriller, and like that whole thing like took over. Yeah. I was oblivious to who Prince was at the time that Thriller came out. Yeah. You know, I didn't know who Prince was. So and it wasn't till later that I knew who Prince was. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then but then again, there's differences there that make me lean towards Prince as an artist. Yeah, the business mentality that man had. Right. And just the musical talent. Yeah. He can play any instrument. He does all his own band. He is his band. His movies, bro. Yeah, and it's good. But at the same time, Michael Jackson didn't have a musical bone in his body, but knew what he wanted to sound like. Yeah. Like he didn't play an instrument. Mm-hmm. He would have to have. He was the instrument. He had to have people come in for hours and listen to him beatbox until they figured out what the fuck he wanted. That's wild. Literally, but I've seen it. I want it like that, and he like, Mike, I don't know what that is. Like I don't know how to make that sound. That ain't a. He like no, like this. Yeah. You know, he like that. God damn it, you know what I mean? And motherfucker. He's like, man, I've been in here years, and this is how he works. He'll come in here, he'll tell us what he wants, he'll tell us the sounds of his voice until we figure out what the fuck he wanted to hear. Yeah. And can you imagine having to work with that? It sounds frustrating as fuck. I can understand the amazing music that would come out of that, but it'd be frustrating as fuck. You know, I would just be like, Mike, you need to learn how to play the piano, bro. Come on, man. Mike, this is it. This is it. I don't want to do that. I don't have time for that shit. He probably didn't. You know what I mean? He probably didn't got time for that shit. You know what I mean? So it's like, but at Prince he's got so much music still just sitting somewhere where nobody gets to fucking hear it yet. And he's got millions of fucking gigs of fucking hard drives of shit in that basement somewhere. I don't know if they're selling it or giving it away or selling it to Sony or something, but they're doing something.
Yeah.
I can't wait to hear all of it.
Honestly,
you know,
that's
and at the end of the day,
sorry, we wrapping up.
Yep.
That was the last question. That's it for this or that. Where can they find you?
Everywhere: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, www.tattoomusic.com. Sten Joddi, Google it.
That's 1 N 2 D's, right?
Yes. Sten Joddi, StenJoddi, and you can Google me if anything. That's like the last resort. Just Google that, and then it just drops you down with everything.
That's pretty fire. You just say Google me.
Yeah, it kind of took over after. It kind of took over after Res Dog. Like the Google me just went. Like they did their own thing on Google for me.
That's fucking fire.
I don't know who does that stuff. But.
And we working on some big things. I'll be out in Mason City. I'll try to bring the Iowa Music Awards tour to a skate park out there or the roller skate rink, something. We're going to do something dope.
Something.
And help the artists out there.
Yeah.
And then the Iowa Music Awards is going to be bigger. You're a big part of it. Last year you took home Best Video with Thank You.
Well, thank you.
That shit was fire.
Man,
we watched that video so many times. Like everybody, this is fucking amazing. And people didn't even realize that you played all the role. Like you played the cop role. Like that shit was so fucking dope.
Yeah. Shout out Lyrical for the whole situation and like listening to my vision of what I wanted for the video. I just kind of drew out little boxes of of the video.
And he brought it to life.
And he's just like, I was like, we can probably do this all green screen if you got it. he's like, yeah, we can do that.
Less.
And he's like, let me just get the lighting right and get everything correct, and then like we can really do it. So I just kind of let him steer that part of it, and I just brought all my fucking different changes of clothes.
Yeah.
And we shot that shit all in like one day. It took like 8-9 hours to shoot.
It's just so fire.
But man, it was like a full ass day of work. But man, that shit fucking come out so dope, man.
I love it.
It's crazy.
It won Best Video of the Year for a reason. You're gonna be a big part of the video packages this year, bro. I gotta get out this hot ass room.
Let's go.
With that being said, Sten Joddi, thank you for fucking with me.
Yeah. For sure. Thank you.
Talkin Top Tier. We out of here.
Yeah.